degrees over there in LA?
Like 62 right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Now I need my phone so I could make sure the live is up and
And
all.
we ate it here where I'm at.
You said 80?
hmm High today was 93.
What?
Now, where you
Yeah.
at?
Pensacola, Florida.
California.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounded about
It's
right.
dying anyway.
Yeah.
You didn't even ask me about a
I'm
chart.
I'm 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 getting excited about the 70-degree weather. And y'all got 60 and stuff over there. That's what I'm talking about.
Why am I half
It
this?
dropped. It dropped from like, shoot, it was probably 80 yesterday, and then now it's 60. So that'd be the exact kind of weather that'll put you in the hospital.
Right.
Indeed. Uh,
Especially when it's
Nyla.
wet and muggy. Hey
we
Nyla.
we are
Oh.
live. I just want to let y'all know that. So we know that we know that we know. Okay. How come I can't pin the post? All right, love. All right, beloved. Go ahead and go on about your business. Okay. I'll call you when I'm done. I love you. Love you too. All right. Let me stop. See, I warned y'all that I'm gonna be a little silly today. So I'm gonna warn
Ain't nothing
everybody
wrong
out
with that.
there in Facebook and YouTube land. If you like, dang, Shay is just a little silly today. Yeah, yeah. What is going on here? Why can't I share anything?
I need to
What?
share it too. And my other phone, I don't even know where it's at.
Oh, never mind. Y'all know what? It's gonna be a good talk. I'm excited.
Is it me
I'm
or this whole month just flew by really, really fast?
Really fast.
super fast.
That's what I thought.
It felt like February. I was
It
like,
felt like we
dang.
blinked and it was. I thought today was October 1st. I'm not even kidding, y'all. I was like, wow, it's just September 30th. It seemed like we're already in October,
Basically, though.
right?
It's the last day of Sickle Cell Awareness Month.
Right.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We finna have a great conversation. I got
Yes,
some
we
good
are.
questions. I think, hey, I think this is gonna be one for the books for real. Okay, so let us introduce ourselves before we get started, and then we can kind of, just dive right on in there. So I will start so that I can focus more on sharing to people, into groups, and great stuff like that. So yeah, hello everybody. I am Shay Breon Howard, aka Shay Breon the Advocate, aka Chef Shay Made It. I am a filmmaker, photographer, graphic designer, author, writer. I'm also a mother. I have sickle cell anemia, which is SS. Um, I am 33 years old. Whoa. Now let me stop. And I have a 9-year-old sickle cell trait warrior. My daughter will be 10 in December. So, yeah, that happened. I have no idea what happened at the time, but
I got
Zen
a
Years
10 year
just
old.
said, "Hey, how you doing?" So yeah. Other than that, that's basically who I am. Yeah, pretty much. Master, would you like to
Ladies first.
introduce yourself?
Okay. I'm Shaquanza Love. 37 years old. I am a licensed esthetician slash professional makeup artist in Pensacola, Florida. I'm a mommy of four, business owner, woman of God. so many things. And I'm excited to be here. Oh yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right.
Which one y'all gonna go?
What's happening? Come
Oh
on.
man.
Okay. I guess I'll go. Uh, I'm Dorian Archie, sickle cell SS
Oh yeah,
warrior,
I'm so excited.
graduate of Howard University, actor, advocate, motivational speaker, um, community organizer, political organizer. I wear several hats, but I think that's me in a nutshell.
Master Bird. Master Bird, I'm an artist, advocate, father. Um, yeah, that's about it. That's wrong.
Wait, what you just
Oh
say?
yeah, I got sickle cell SS. I'm sorry. And I'm a motivational speaker too. See how the dating and lagged my whole head up? Y'all just then. Hey
All right.
again, Nyla.
All right, you got to go.
My
Father,
baby trying to come in here right now
sick,
too. I told her get out.
sickle cell advocate, artist, father, ladies man.
What you said? You said a ladies man.
He did indeed. He did.
He said, "I'm for the streets.
Oh, master.
He
I ain't
said,
for the
I'm
Mm-mm.
streets. I ain't for the streets
outside.
right now. I'm chilling.
I'm outside right now.
Oh, master.
Let them know."
It's okay. We all been outside one time or another.
Right.
That's where all the fun is at.
That's for all the
Not
fun.
really.
Ain't it? Ain't it?
Okay. All right. So
Master, do you even get outside? Do you go outside?
Hmm?
You go outside? You be out in the
And
streets?
not as much.
Right.
Yeah, not as much. Not as much. Not as much these days. But
Right.
if things go the way they've been going, got to go and get my shirt back. Got to go get that shirt. Got to go get that other cap and put that other cap on. You know what I mean? Put that other
Right.
cap on, and you got a cap for everything. You got an artist cap. You got a cap for the streets.
I cannot.
I'm putting the street hat back on.
Man, put that
Right.
street hat back on. Listen, my daughter, she in school, a couple hours away because I ain't want her to go to the high school that's out here by me. Some of the boys just actually got shot like 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
Let her go there. And yeah, so I'm at home alone.
I know that's right.
Yeah, it's just us, you know. So she with her newly chosen mother. Yeah.
He was chosen.
All
Right.
right.
That's
Listen. Okay. So let's just dive. First of all, let me explain what this conversation is first. Then I think I don't want to just jump in head first. I want to give them a little preview of what we getting into. So today we will be having a battle of the sexes discussion. That is why we have equal parts woman and man right now. And I'm super excited because
Was you planning to throw somebody else in the mix later on?
oh
Outnumber?
yeah, later it's gonna be more people.
Yeah.
I just
Oh man, you hear that, Master?
You know it's gonna be women only, cause
Yeah,
niggas,
they planning
the
to gang
dudes,
up on us. You
the
just gonna
dudes in the
slide that in
community.
there and just
You are,
anyway. First of all,
you already know
listen.
the dudes in this community don't do nothing, so it's only gonna be us. You might get D'Angelo or somebody might pop up, but that's it.
Lord have
These,
mercy.
these.
if we're lucky.
I want to say a different word, but I ain't.
If we're lucky. All right. We digress. We digress.
I
I'm
am
sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off,
tired.
Shay. I didn't mean to cut you off.
These dudes don't do nothing, bro.
There are some men. Look, y'all had a whole men's panel this month. I want to
Which
hear.
was amazing. You
Man,
guys
Yes.
did
you probably
amazing.
had to beg them. You probably had to beg them.
I
Listen,
ain't have to
brother.
beg none of them.
No,
Everybody
no, no. They
wanted.
was cool. That
Yeah.
was cool. But you say what time is it where you at? Because if it's 10 where I'm at, it's 11 where you at, right?
No,
It's
it's
10:13
Or
where I'm at.
it's
It's
10:13.
10:13.
Are you on
Yeah.
the same time as me? So look,
Central.
uh, that one preacher dude, he sleep. Preachers go to sleep early. He sleep. Buddy sleep. It's over with him.
Especially on a Saturday.
Yeah, and it's a Saturday. He got to preach in the morning. And Sunday school, that
I'm
started
not
around
about
9
to play
o'clock.
with Master tonight.
you know what? Listen.
Hey, no, that's
Yeah,
logical thinking, though.
yeah, he sleep. The
Okay.
Lord gonna wake him up in the morning.
All
Tap
right.
him right
Thank
on
you
his
guys who
shoulder.
are watching, who are tuned in. I just ask that you say hello to us. And do know that this is interactive. So if you have any questions
I can't
that
see
you
that
want us
question.
to answer, it's gonna be on the side on comments.
I
Um
don't got that.
oh,
Okay.
well, you got 2 phones, don't it?
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
go
so
get the other one.
you gotta grab the
I
other one.
don't even know what mine is, and that's my main phone, Lord.
Then go get my
So
iPad.
yeah, feel free to comment your questions. Today's topic is basically like issues with womanhood, manhood, relationships,
I don't even know where that
friendships,
phone at.
deep
Just like me.
conversations, things that people kind of shy away from, especially in this community. I'm
Right.
so glad. Okay, that's how glad I am that I got these people right here. Let me tell you why. Why is I'm gonna tell y'all the 100,000% truth.
Tell me
Not to
why,
say
Shay.
nobody else would, just to say if we take it there,
We gonna go there.
yeah, we on that
All
type of time
doors
frame.
open.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Again, if you have any questions, if there's anything we discussed that you want to chime in on, that is absolutely okay. All right. So to start, because this is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, the last day, we're just going to kind of start with sickle cell. Okay? Y'all good with that? We're going to start with what how have you had to adjust your life in adulthood because of sickle cell? So it could have anything to do with motherhood, fatherhood, just being an adult in general, being like, in what ways do you feel you had to, what ways were you prepared? What ways were you not prepared to be an adult? Especially dealing with sickle cell, all of that good stuff, I know for myself, I wasn't ready for puberty.
Shay, can you send me this link in Messenger?
Yeah, not letting my
All right.
phone. Yeah, so I wasn't prepared for puberty. I wasn't prepared to. This is gonna sound crazy, but I'm gonna say it. I was not prepared to choose me.
Hmm.
Now that sounds crazy, but as a kid, things that come more naturally to choose yourself is kind of like breathing. But when you grow up, especially after you have a child, it's a little. Can you please back up? Your breath is kicking, bro. Sorry.
Y'all so crazy.
Stop stop it. Don't play with me. Because you will get embarrassed on live. Okay? Live and in color. You will be embarrassed. Because I'm that parent. Listen.
You sound like me, girl. I'm the
Toe
same
for
type of
toe,
parent.
weight for weight. Know that I am going to embarrass you if I need to. Okay? I'm just saying. All
You
right.
sound like me, girl.
I sent it to you now. You should get it.
I got it.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Again, thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining. We appreciate it. Okay. So yeah, for me, being an adult, again, I wasn't prepared to choose me, and I was not prepared for puberty. I'm 33, and I'm still trying to adjust for that. Like, that's like, because it makes my sickle cell so much more difficult to manage.
Mhm.
It's like, just when you think you got it figured out with womanhood and sickle cell, some just come and just be like, knock all that off the table, because you have no idea what's going on, what's about to happen to you next.
Right. Right.
So those are my things. What about you? You good? It's like feedback.
Good noise.
Okay, there we go. He'll be back. Oh wait.
Well, I know for me, I went off to college, and it's crazy because like when I was off to college, I didn't get sick that much. But like when I came back home, I started because I was working too much to be honest, and going to school. I started getting sick a lot, but just when you become a parent too, it's like I know for me being a mom of four, um, the the burden that I feel when I go in the hospital, my children missing me, wanting to see me, wanting to know when I'm gonna come home. Um, Literally FaceTime me day and night. When are you coming home? We miss you. And the pressure of, do I want to AMA out or do I want to stick it out and get better? Um, so I think that was it for me. Like, worry once I went to college, was I going to be okay by myself? Because, I've always been one of the ones, the fear in the back of my mind. I don't want nobody to find me collapsing. It's too late to get me help because nobody knew I needed help. So, and then with my kids, I think more so than anything, them finding me that way, or, again, being in a hospital and not knowing if I'm going to come back home. And it's just a lot, man, when you go from a kid to an adult with sickle cell and the adjustments you have to make, bills and all that is there, but just I guess the emotional connection to people and the emotional connection to what you're doing in life and stuff. So I think that's it for me. My kids, and that was about the kids and work and school adjusting. So, because I started working when I was, what, 20, 19. So, yeah.
Okay.
Um, being like the whole thing that you just spoke of, like that's really like my biggest fear. It's like when my daughter was here, like her finding me or something like that. Or
Right.
my other biggest fear now is being here by myself. It's like,
That
you know,
too.
being here and not being found for 3-4 days. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I think about that. I think about that out kind of often, to be honest with you.
Okay, Dorian, would you like to chime in?
Sorry, I was over here trying to post the chat to my page.
Yeah.
What was the question?
The question is, in what ways do you feel you had to adjust to being an adult with sickle cell, basically?
Oh, Ooh. uh, that there was what I call my adjustment period, for real, and that was, I guess, probably for me around 25. I'm past that that true adolescent, young adult phase, and I've really entered into adulthood at this point.
Right.
Not a kid in college anymore. I've truly entered into the adult world, and I'm on my own now. Kind of thing. Even though I still have a support network, my parents or whatever, but they're clear across the country. I think the biggest adjustment for me was the realization that, okay, I got to deal with the same life stressors as every other adult in this world. I gotta, still work my job, pay my bills, do all of those things, be a functioning adult in this world. The same thing that gives normal people a nervous breakdown, I gotta do
Right.
all of that, but with sickle cell.
Mm.
Listen.
That realization for me, it sent me into a tailspin, like of depression and anxiety, like shit. I'm sorry, excuse me.
It's
It
okay.
was kind of like a oh crap moment. Like, how am I really gonna do this? How am I gonna do this thing called life with this thing on my shoulders?
Mm-hmm.
And coming to, you know, finding, I guess, my footing in that, learning how to cope with that, and still propel myself forward, I think was the greatest adjustment period for me, moving from, you know, uh, I guess childhood, young adulthood, into, adulthood.
You know what? I had a thought earlier today because I often, not often, but lately, I have been thinking exactly about that, Dorian. Just having to juggle, dialysis now with having a full time job, with being a full time single parent. Like, it's like, how do they expect me? What do you need from me? Because I don't know who made the rules, but I feel like it's fixed. I feel like there's something that kind of clicks inside of you, and it's like you're tasked with looking healthy, right? You look perfect.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like people with sickle cell, most of the time, we don't look.
Look sick.
I hate that. You don't look sick, but I get that a lot. You don't even look like a sickle
Right.
cell
We've
patient.
learned how to fake the funk so well, and I think sometimes to our own detriment.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Because
you
we've learned how
preach
to
this
fake the
then.
funk, it, to other people on the outside, in the outside world, they don't know how to delineate between, okay, well, shit, you look fine. Yeah, I may look fine on the outside, but that's because I don't want pity. I don't want to be looked
Right.
at, as a, seeking empathy, or seeking pity, or being a victim or whatever. uh and because of that, we learn how to be these super strong individuals, and then that's how people then see us all the time.
Right.
Yeah. Like we
Double-edged
don't have
sword.
bad days like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Like we ain't out here trying to figure it out like everybody else with this illness on top our backs. Like, hey,
Right.
did you have something to do today? Sickle cell do that to be honest. Were you supposed to be doing something today?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Stay home.
So then I would say, then do we really ever learn to adjust, or is more so we just adapt to whatever the circumstances is in that moment, because we just have to adapt. There's no really, you know what I'm saying? Yes,
adapt
baby.
to our circumstances. Yeah.
Absolutely. I think it's a perpetual life of adjustment because
Yeah.
like I had to do it at 25. I had to, do it again at 35, readjust for
Right.
where I am now at this stage in my life and where am I at with the sickle cell and my health at this stage in my life. So I think for all of us, it is a constant, adaptation to where we are. We're going to always meet the sickle cell head on and, as warriors and not allow the sickle cell to dictate what we do with our lives. We dictate its
Exactly.
place in our life. So I think because of that, we tend to you know just meet it head on without really just stay. I don't want to say getting stuck because some of us do kind of get trapped in a
Some,
cycle.
yeah.
Yeah,
Some
some of us do
Mm-hmm.
get trapped in that cycle because this is a disease and illness that will essentially feed itself. If you relegate
Oh,
yourself
that's
to being
good.
sick, if you relegate yourself to just being sick, the disease will essentially just feed itself,
Come
and you're
on.
trapped in this cycle of, you know, pain, depression, anguish that all
Come
kind of
on.
feed itself, one leading to the other, leading to the other. That stress leading to the depression leading to more
Mhm.
pain, the pain leading to more stress, and then you're trapped in this cycle. And it is so hard to break that cycle. Once you're in it, it can be. I mean, you need help
yeah.
like once you're in it, like, and
Yeah.
that's where it's really important that I think sickle cell patients really start getting like counseling, especially as it relates to the opioids and our hospitalizations, because that's trauma, that's a constant trauma that impacts our thinking and the way that we view things and the way that we react to certain stimuli in our everyday lives. And it sometimes, I think, for some of us becomes easier to just stay in that cycle,
You
you know
talking good, bro. You talking good.
Talk
but
that talk.
but it is possible to break
It
that
is.
cycle, but it takes help for real.
And
It
I
is
honestly feel
totally
like that's a
possible.
lot of the community. Can I interject that? Can I say that? I don't want to step on no toes, but I feel like a lot of the community is more of a mental. Not saying they're not sick, but like you said, it's a cycle that keeps going and going to you almost. I don't want to say settle, but you condition your mind like this is life and this is
Yeah,
Yeah.
all I
you're just
know is life.
existing.
You know.
Yeah, you're
hmm
just
And that's
existing.
the you relegating yourself to being sick. You've decided, I'm
Mhm.
sick. This is my life. This is what it's going to be, and and it's only going to be a downward spiral from there because you made a conscious decision that this is what it is and that
Yeah,
this
you
is what
gave
life
up.
is going to be. Essentially, you've given up and you've relegated yourself to just being sick. So you find a way to live around being sick, and that's not truly living.
No,
That that's surviving. That's getting by.
that's
And
I
existing. That
call it.
ain't even.
yeah,
I
That's
call
barely
it.
surviving.
that's
You
barely
ain't
just
even
existing.
bad. You dying. You just waiting
Yeah,
to be
you're
put in the
you're
casket. Just
slowly
keeping it
dying.
real.
I call it a career patient.
There you go.
Ooh,
That's good, master.
ooh,
There you go.
Listen,
Hit the
yes,
nail on the
ooh,
head.
I forgot to give
mm,
you all your the what is it beforehand when you give somebody a statement that we're not responsible if you got your kids watching this.
Oh yeah, my bad.
disclaimer.
A disclaimer. A disclaimer. My
There
bad.
we
We didn't
go.
even think about
Uh,
that.
Listen, we're
yeah,
gonna.
they should
I'm
be
gonna say,
sleep, man.
yeah, I'm gonna say a
I
disclaimer
ain't
right
gonna lie,
now.
mine up, child. I'm sorry. They
This
ain't in here though, but
don't
they
this
up.
don't talk. They don't need to be
This
listening to us.
this is not
Listen,
for kids. This
if
is
your
an
kid
Yeah,
adult
call you a career
conversation.
patient, it's on you.
there
Listen,
you go.
let a hit dog holler. We're not trying to hurt anybody. We're just
Right.
Nah,
being honest as we
Facts is
are
facts,
to.
man.
nah, yeah, it's facts, man. Like people, there are people. Listen, man. If we were saying this about doctors, y'all wouldn't have nothing to say.
Hmm.
But since we're talking about the community, that's the only way it becomes a problem because nobody
Hmm.
wants to own nothing in this community.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not much accountability when it comes to back towards us. You know what I mean?
Mm.
We can't
And
be
that's one thing we
expecting
gonna do on this platform here. We gonna
Mm.
hold
like
everybody accountable. Patients,
we,
doctors,
I
nurses,
mean
techs.
And
it was
that's not to say that just because you might be in the hospital every month or multiple times a month that you're a career patient.
no
Being a career patient is where you have decided that being a patient is all I'm going to be.
Yeah,
That
you gave up on
that
yourself.
your dreams, your passions, your work, that any of those things have all, just been relegated to the side. And that's not to say that, because sometimes this illness can become a all consuming part of your life. If your health is in that place where you can't control it, you can't control that you're sick, you can't control that you have to go to the hospital, you can't control those things. But at the same time, you still have to have a mindset that this is not who I am. This sickness is not who I am.
It's
And
not
that
gonna be the end of me.
yeah, I think
exactly, and
everybody
that
should
it's
give
not
a
going to be the
brief
end.
definition of what they think a career patient is, or a person what like how you was explaining during.
Oh, so you
What would
want
it,
you want
what
to
would it
ask the
look
people
like to
watching?
you? I'm talking about us for and the
Oh,
people watching.
what a
I think
career
also,
patient
and
And
is?
the
I want
people
to couple,
watching.
I want to couple something with that question. What do you feel it means to be a warrior? Because
Mm,
I think a lot of times being a warrior is characterized as this fight that we're in both with the disease and this fight that we're in with the medical community. But
Mm.
I would love to reshape what that means, what that definition can mean for us, because I honestly feel like being a warrior can just be, the little wins, those little battles that we win, of maybe just
against
just getting up and brushing our teeth and washing our behind that day is that small win where we conquered something that day in spite of what the illness was doing to us, in
Like,
spite of how the pain was kicking our behinds all up and down the street. We decided to step outside and go get some sun. And that that is what it means to be a warrior, not just that fight of, the doctors are trying to kill me, the doctors don't believe me, the doctors think I'm a drug addict, oh, this disease is killing me from the inside out. No, it's those small wins of you choosing to step out the door and get you some vitamin D that day. The fact that you put a movie on and decided to laugh at something instead of wallowing in the pain. That I think
following the pain.
I wish. So I'd love to hear what people also think about what it means to be a warrior as well.
Mm. You
um
should say
I
something, Master.
I
No,
I
I was
I,
just he
I
said
can
wallowing in the
answer the
pain.
question
I
real
thought
quick
that
because it's just on the top of my head, and I'm gonna let y'all answer it. So, a career patient, I think we kind of was very, um, we explained it well, but I will say this is someone who doesn't take their health as serious as they should.
Mm, mm,
So to say, "Oh, I got sickle cell and this is my life," yeah, yeah, we know that. But here's the thing: what are you doing to prevent? It's one thing to stop it when it happens, to stop, like try to stop it when it happens when you get sick, to take meds. That's one thing. But what are you doing to prevent those little chronic crises or those things that can turn into bigger things? Like, I know for myself, I don't let sickle cell just happen to me. I've stopped doing that a very long time ago. Very long time ago. Any doctor that I've ever known, that I've ever worked with, will tell you, when I go to them, I say, listen, I don't chase behind sickle cell. I'm in front of it. So if you cannot help me stay in front of it, no matter how unpredictable this illness is, it still has predictable, things that are familiar that we should know by
mhm.
now.
Yeah.
Things that we know, if we don't drink enough water, that's a trigger. if we steady and constantly and into it with people and stressing ourselves out for whatever reason, trigger. Okay. If you know you going outside and it's too hot and you know dang well you ain't got no business going out there, vice versa with cold.
I do
Trigger.
that. I do that.
It is things that you absolutely know that sometimes you can do to prevent. I know if I eat terribly for 3 weeks straight, guess what? For the next month, I'm in bad shape, terrible shape. So
Right.
guess what I do? I eat as healthy as possible. I'm not gonna say I'm the perfect picture of what it looks like to eat healthy, but I will say even even if I don't like the way it tastes, even if I don't like the way it makes me feel initially, I will take that momentarily L, right, in the moment if I know it's still for the betterment of me later on. And it is the difference between if I'm at a 6.8 hemoglobin and I've been eating healthy for 2 weeks straight, I'm going to be tired, but I'm not going to be in pain. That's the difference.
Right.
So I get it more than anybody. I understand. And sometimes pain just can't be helped, no matter what I
Right.
do. So
Right.
again, no one is trying to pass judgment on anybody. But sometimes it takes to do self inventory. If I know I ain't had no business doing something that I did, if I know I can't, I was just in a car on my way home from dialysis. It, the lady had the windows down. It's cold as heck out here. Okay? Cold.
Nah.
Now, I know for myself, I need to speak up.
Yeah.
Regardless
Yeah.
of if it's uncomfortable, awkward, I don't care.
Right.
Because if I don't, my daughter gotta see me in pain. My daughter gotta
Mhm.
wake up and be stressed out. If I
Right.
all I had to do was say, "Hey, can you roll your window up?" And the first time I asked her, she didn't hear me. So I could have just been like, but no, I was like, "Excuse me,
Right.
it's
Right.
cold. Can you roll that up?" And it's like things like that can be overwhelming. But at the end of the
Mhm.
day, being a warrior is that. It's understanding the responsibility to yourself.
That's it. That's it.
To
That's good.
educate yourself in every shape, way, and form. To not miseducate yourself or others about this illness because that happens too. It shouldn't. So if you are putting out misinformation, let me tell you something. I literally get lost on Google when I start doing research on what new sickle cell drugs or what treatments or whatever one track thing I went to look for on on Google about sickle cell. It is taking me to like all these other things, and by the time I look up, 2 hours have passed, and I'm like, oh, this was interesting. Now I understand. I like to read, so that for me isn't an issue. But I'm just saying, if you're gonna speak out and be an advocate, that's something that I feel like everybody should take more serious. I think that is what also makes you a warrior: the responsibility to not just yourself, but to understand to some extent you also have a responsibility if again this is only if you are speaking out, putting yourself in the position to be an advocate. You need to understand that comes with responsibility. That isn't something that's taken lightly. And some people do it, it's only September, I'm just going to advocate for September. Cool. But make sure whatever you're saying aligns with the truth,
Right.
because there are people watching and paying attention, whether you know it or not, whether you think don't nobody watch my stuff, don't nobody read my posts. They do.
Child, you'd be surprised. They nosy.
Yeah, they absolutely do. So just take that and understand that that is a part of being a warrior as well. The responsibility aspect. All right, I'm done. My bad.
Good.
Who wants to answer the question next?
Oh, what it means to be a warrior?
Yeah.
What y'all both said. Like he said, accountability and responsibility. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this conversation right now is like us going to get our blood drawn to see our levels. Obviously, we don't want to get stuck with a needle, right? But they're pulling the blood out to check our numbers. You know what I'm saying? And this conversation, I feel like could make you look in the mirror tonight to make sure you're doing what you need to do as a warrior. And it's taking care of yourself, doing everything you do to not only just take care of yourself for yourself, but you got other people around you that may care about you and want you around also. Sometimes you can get so lost in being sick that you forget you do got people out here that love you and want to see you beat this thing and be something in life. Because who wants a legacy of being remembered of being sick? I know I don't.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
So you have to ask yourself if God were to take you right now, are you satisfied with the way your life is? Have you set out to do everything that you accomplished to do? This is real life. You got to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got something they battling, and not saying that our disease is greater, but we go through a hell of a lot, y'all. We juggle a lot with this condition. And to me, it's no excuse for anybody else because of, like Dorian said earlier, having to pay bills on top of, okay, I gotta pay this bill, but then if I go work too hard or go put in overtime, I'm gonna get sick. Like for me, if I stand too long, I know I'm gonna get sick. If I'm not drinking my water, eating, I'm gonna get sick. So what am I gonna do to keep myself from getting sick? Drink my water, rest between clients, do what I need to do to make sure I'm well for my family and myself. So
Man.
and I know it could be a hard pill to swallow to say, well, dang, am I really sitting up here letting this disease eat me alive? But hey, it's better to recognize it now than waste it 5 years of mentally being in your head about being sick. I did a video the other day and said a lot of times we be in our head about things, and because you be in your head, you can't get ahead. You can't get the destiny because you in your head about
Mm.
certain things that you don't need to be in your head about.
Can't get the best
Mm-hmm.
of me.
That's
Exactly.
it, Dorian. That's it. So that's
And
all I'm saying. You know,
yeah, I was just gonna just to piggyback on what you were saying. Like, I think that we've all been there. We've all
well, we
been
all been there.
there.
Yes.
I promise you. Let me tell you something. In 2015 versus right now, totally, two totally different shape Brian's.
Right.
Totally different. I
Yep.
wasn't doing what I'm doing now. I wasn't.
Mhm.
I was like here and there with it, but it wasn't this.
Mm.
Now I was sickle cell's victim. I was
Same.
Hmm.
Same.
Dang.
25-year-old Dorian. Ooh.
victim.
Hmm.
And I
Disease
was
had me in a
letting it
chokehold.
drag me through the
Hmm.
mud, rake me through the coals. I was letting it conquer me mentally. I was letting it conquer me physically. I was like, until one day I was like, you know what? I can't do this.
Enough is enough.
I don't know what's going
What was the straw that broke the camel's back for you?
on. I thought about exactly what Shaquanza said when she said, "What if God?" I thought if God took me right now,
Hmm.
what would I leave my child?
Hmm.
What would be left of me? Would
Hmm.
I be able to say, "Listen"? Would He be able to tell me, "Well done,
Hmm.
my
Good and
good
faithful servant.
servant"? Would
Mm-hmm.
He be able to say that to me? Have I used all of my gifts that I
Your
know He gave
resources.
me to the best of my ability? And the answer kept going, no, 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 no.
Right. Right.
I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't. It was too
Hmm.
much. It was too much for me to handle.
It took me losing somebody that I really, really loved and cared about. Pushing I I got to a point where the sickle cell made me so angry. that like I said, it was like that realization that I gotta live with this. I gotta live with this for the rest of my
Right.
life.
That's good, Dorian. That was good.
Like that, it jacked my head up because it's like I graduated Howard University. I got all this potential. I have all this
Yes.
everything I want to do, but my body isn't letting me. And then now I've mentally trapped myself in this thought way of thinking that now I'm mentally not letting myself. I'm
Yes.
not mentally letting myself heal, truly
Mm.
heal, so that I can be the best version of myself, so that I can give the best version of Dorian, be the best version of Dorian. So I was the worst version of Dorian. And in that anger, I almost intentionally I would sit there like almost like I would test, do you really love me? Do you really care about me? No, you don't. If shit really hit the fan, you ain't gonna be here. And I drove my family, friends,
Hmm. Hmm.
relationships. I drove them away, almost to essentially prove to myself, see, these people don't really care.
I can't
Hmm.
Man,
do
look
it.
what you doing, Negro.
Right.
Yeah.
Look what you doing. You're making it so hard for them to care. You're
Look.
making it hard for them to want to be there.
Hmm.
But I couldn't even reason myself out of that
Mm.
through the pain and the anger and the medication. All of it.
Hmm.
All of it.
Right.
Because it's a very layered thing with this disease. It's
You
never
better
just
say
one thing.
that.
It's never just one thing. It's never
You better
just
say it.
never just the doctors. It's never just the medication. It's a
Mm-mm.
very multi-layered, multifaceted thing, just like us as people.
Yeah.
And I could not reason myself out of that until like it was like, oh wow, like no, this person's gone. Like they gone, they're not coming back. I've done my due diligence and
Right.
nailed that final nail in the coffin. You did that, Dorian. You did that. Can't blame anybody else but
But
yourself.
you, come on.
And that me being able to finally take accountability of that is what ushered in the change. And it wasn't an overnight thing. It wasn't a, oh, I realized
Right.
this. Now I'm a complete. No. It was, of course, still a process,
Mm.
but it was a conscious, I'm making a choice every single day to do something different.
Right.
And that's what it's about. It's about taking those small steps, making a choice every day to do something different.
Yes. Yes.
To say, I'm going to be
Yes.
accountable to myself, like you said, Shay, and what I have to do to be the best version of myself. So that I can present the best version of myself to other people. Hey, hey, little one.
Sorry, I had y'all muted because she was, but she said hi. Good night. I love you.
So, while we're on the subject, Master, did you have something to say before I kind of switched gears a little bit?
Y'all, this is
Nah,
good.
do your thing.
All
I
right.
figured that'd be a
So,
good segue into a relationship topic too.
okay.
Hmm.
So, right before that one, let's talk about, because we talked about healing a few times. We said
Mm.
those words a couple times during this past, 10 minutes or so. So, I want to ask you all, do you feel as if you are completely healed from all the trauma that you've had, whether it's be sickle cell, whether it be life trauma,
Nah.
No,
or
that's a life journey for me.
Yeah.
okay, because I was two-part question, because I've come to the realization that lately, there's no such thing as completely healed. Not at all. You could have been doing the work, putting in. Do you know how much consecutive work I've been putting in since 2016 to get to this version of me, and I'm still able to be triggered? Okay. So my question is, do you feel like healing is a constant journey and not a absolute.
Yeah. I feel like if you make it an absolute, then you're kind of setting yourself up to be to like dilute. You're like diluting yourself essentially with, you know, oh no, I'm perfectly fine. I'm normal. I'm healed. There's never going to be another trigger point or anything like that. No, it's about one. Okay, you've done the work, but also like continuing to do the work, or rather continuing to apply the
Yeah.
work that you've done. So you've done the work. Now you got to apply it. It's kind of like going to college. You went to school. You got the knowledge now. Now you got to apply it. Now
Mm-hmm.
you got to work that knowledge into life, into making those different choices, doing those different things, and still recognizing that, you know what, there's probably going to be a point where this is going to happen, where this may be triggered, or this may, you know, set me back. But knowing that that's going to happen, that is a part of the journey of healing, that when you meet that, you're better prepared. You're not completely thrown, 10 steps backwards, because you knew, okay, this was a possibility. This could happen. And I've put things in place, to aid me in, this moment that's happened. And
Absolutely.
as soon as you make that realization, it's like, oh, boom, wow, okay, okay, this is that trauma presenting itself again. This is how it's manifesting itself now. All right, so what can I do? How can I apply the work to ensure that it doesn't continue to impact me, so that I can, you know, zip myself right on out of it, as opposed to becoming beholden to it, or falling into the trap.
Yeah.
Like Dorian said, when I say y'all, this live is everything tonight. It's everything, and it was so needed. This was so God ordained. I don't care what nobody say. If just one person life be changed on this live, we've done our assignment. But anyway, I know for me, because I don't just have sickle cell trauma, I have so much other. I have abandonment issues. It's just a lot, and I know for me, doing the daily work.
Aw.
Uh, Say hi.
Aw.
You supposed to be going to bed.
Now
Come
she
on.
she's like, you know what? You need a hug right now. She said that's the perfect moment to give you a
Look, she
hug.
was in here falling asleep, so I told her to go to bed, and then she gonna be. Say hi, baby.
Hi.
Who are those people? They are my sickle cell brother and sister. Yeah. The story got it. You got the trait. Uh-huh. Then why am I the only one that don't have nothing? You have the trait too. What does that mean? Sickle cell trait. We'll talk about it. I told you before, but we'll talk about it again. Yeah. Okay, with my friend toast tomorrow at 12. We'll see. Go get you some sleep.
That's what they do.
I love you. Good night. Where's the rest? Bye.
She heard you
Okay.
say abandonment trauma and came to give you a hug and said, hey,
That's what she did.
I'm
That's what
never
she
going
did.
to, said, I'm always going to be here though.
Love
I'm never
you.
gonna give you up. Bye.
Right.
Said, I'm always going to be here though.
Oh, before you go to sleep, go grab my purse out in the living room. I knew I forgot something. But like I was saying, just a daily thing, working on me daily.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's small or big, doing something to work towards, bettering me. Like you said earlier, there's never truly whole, like you're gonna be completely whole here in this realm. You just gotta do the work.
Mm-hmm.
Do the work. Do the work. Use the resources that God has put here and do the work. And every day that you do the work, it makes you feel that much better. And knowing that you can, make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all know we ain't choose to have this. You know what I'm saying? But how are you going to use it as a positive thing to make a difference?
Mm-hmm.
And like he said, being transparent in it. Like Dorian said, like really being real with it. Not making up something, because you know how somebody will be faking the funk or pretending like they're happy or pretending, no, really be real with your feeling in that moment and deal with it and heal and keep getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
It's progress. It just takes time. And don't beat yourself up for the areas that you aren't where you thought you should have been. You know what I'm saying? Or
Yeah.
be. Just
Yes.
every day make the choice to heal. Holistic, look into holistic stuff, not
Yes.
just the pharmaceutical stuff, not just what people tell you, because doctors are studying. They're always studying. I don't care how long they've been in business, they studying. They researching. My own sickle cell doctor, God bless him. I've had him since I was 20 and I'm 37. He say we were talking about the stem cell, because I started Shania stem cells to consider doing the stem cell clinical trial. And he kept it real with me. He was like, as much as I would love to tell you, because you're in great shape right now to actually be a candidate for it, I would say give it a little longer and let me research. And then I'll get back to you on that, because there's still a lot of clinical trials that aren't being released, that some procedures were not safe. And he was like, 3 died. He said that the numbers don't always be right. So, you know what I'm saying? Just bills to make yourself better. Have a team around you that supports you to make you better. That's the key. Get rid of toxic crap, toxic people, and daily choose to heal. And like I was even telling him, even if I don't ever do that, I'm doing what I got to do to make sure I'm healed daily. Not just, you know what I'm saying, Dorian? Like I'm doing the work every day, whether it's researching. You know, I'm not big on taking all the medications. It shows that like I'm on a lot of medications. I'm not big on taking anything. Most of it being here in my bathroom. Just holistically do what you need to do. Meditate, pray, whatever you need to do, and do the work. Bottom line, that's what it is. Do the work. Do the work. So
Yes.
yeah, do the work.
Master, you want to add anything to that?
Mm.
I'm sure. Master, quiet? I'm confused right now.
Yeah, because Master usually be on it too.
Yes.
Oh, wait
Okay.
till we dig into
I know where you going for.
wait till we dig into the
He
real
said,
kind of
no, 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 go
No,
ahead,
I
get all
just
that out of the way.
I just like as far as the healing thing, like I literally literally was just telling a family member of mine, like, I'm about to really like kind of like disappear, you know what I mean, to people, in a sense of just like really just zeroing in on like things that I want to do. Like I want to learn how to trade, and I need to study it, you know what I mean, like, but I did tell them too, I'm just like, I'm more than likely to go back to counseling, because like some days, some days, if I'm cool and the wrong person said the wrong thing, and you have to sometimes stop from going backwards.
Yeah.
And uh, I'll be transparent about this. I don't really speak on it, but like I don't really handle like emotional stuff well. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't register to me like it registers, it turn into aggression for me. You know what I mean? So it's like I kind of stay out of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I kind of stay out of that because it turned into something different, disrespectful sometimes. You know what I mean? It could go left. I mean,
like
so,
that's the case for a lot of black men though.
uh,
Yeah.
And
Because a
black
lot of us
women.
we never really got those skills on how to effectively deal with our emotions, because I mean, since we was little boy, I mean, like I remember being like 3, 4 years old probably, and being like, hey, big boys don't cry. Hey, men don't
Hmm.
cry. Men don't cry. Suck it up. Like 3, 4. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like that's so prevalent in our community, like, hey, buck up, man up, that so many of us just we bury those emotions, and then they start manifesting themselves in all kinds of like really jacked up ways, like you said, generally with aggression. It's like it's no other way for that to come out, because aggression as men is the only emotion we were really allowed to express and be praised for it, whether it's the football field, whether it's boxing, basketball,
Wow.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Aggression is the only emotion that we were ever praised for, that we were ever told it's okay to feel that. It's okay to
Wow. That's
feel that
deep.
emotion, like sadness, grief, shoot, being affection, even really like being affectionate outside, like yeah, even affection. Oh, what you loving on that girl for? Nah, man, that's a B, man. You just supposed to be hitting that. Da, da, da.
Or be just
Like
never.
even love for us,
Listen,
we not even supposed to feel that one.
I
Like it's crazy,
I I,
but that's why.
I try to get I try to talk to like females, right, and tell them like, like women be wanting you to understand, what they've been through when they was kids and stuff like that. If they've been raped or something like that, you got to be gentle with them and do this a certain way and do things a certain way. If they've been abused or something like that, even if y'all be physical, you can't do certain things because it'll remind her of something else. You know what I mean? So,
Trigger.
but
I
but the
understand
thing
that.
is, but it's that trigger. But the thing with men is that they don't want to understand the things that we've been through. You see,
Mm.
one of the things is majority of the time, probably about like 98% of the time, most men was trained to cheat. Like most men, big brother, big cousin, uncle, they didn't tell you to go get one woman. They told you to go out there and do what you do. You know what I mean?
That's
Like
so true.
tell you to fall in love. They told you to go out there
Go out there and
and deal with.
conquer. Yeah.
Exactly, and the amount that you had equal manhood. So, you know, it's no different almost, right?
That's
You
broken
had,
men teaching broken, raising broken boys, essentially.
yeah, yeah. We was misled, and then you got older and misled. Uh, but I mean, just think about the racist boy that was taught to be racist his whole life. He really didn't know no better. He was just doing what whoever he looked up to taught him.
Yeah.
You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And it's the same, like most men was taught by big cousin, big brother. You're not listening. First off, you're not listening to really daddy or your granddaddy. You're not listening to that. You're not listening to that. That's not really who raised you. They just pay for you. But that ain't really who
Mm.
raised you. I mean,
Mm.
a lot of times,
Mm,
like unless you got
mm.
a real cool father, other than that, if your father ain't cool, you really going to whatever cool cousin or cool uncle
Yeah,
you got.
my dad was a pastor, so my dad's telling
Mine
me,
was too.
don't have sex, don't have sex till you get married. But clearly, I'm like, I'm a 14-year-old, hormonal little child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
that ain't what I'm trying to hear. Give me some guidance on this, pops.
Man,
Like,
Right.
so of course, he's just saying, wait till you get married. That's what you want to do, because you don't want to be out here. Da, 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 da. Okay, all right. So you're right. I'm finna go. I'm finna go to. You right, my older cuz. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The cool ones, the ones that's always got the baddest girl that he bringing to Thanksgiving or something. You gonna go to him, or your
yep,
cool uncle. And I
yep.
got a rack of them, and they gonna tell you what's what. And like you said, they gonna be like, nah, man, you wanna be out there getting all the baddies, man, as many of them as you can. Like,
Yep. Yeah, you wasn't nobody listening to my grandfather. My grandfather started raising me when I was 10 years old. Uh, and listen, the whole neighborhood know my grandfather, right? He got a street named after him, all that. Like he the man in the neighborhood that I come from, right? Um, and everything. When I say everything, I mean everything went back to the Bible. Like you can ask any question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so even with Pride Prison, right? I wasn't going to my granddaddy saying, "Granddad, my thing won't go down." You know what I'm saying? I'm not going. My grandfather started raising me. I'm 10 years old. He was 60. Shoot, I'm
Bruh,
saying. So when I was
bruh, I,
15,
bruh, I
he was
remember,
58.
we had some guest pastor come preach, and he was talking about how he was like, and you young men out there, you having these wet dreams, and that's the devil trying to penetrate your mind, and and I remember
Whoa.
that being like, what I'm saying, like, damn, what if I'm dealing with like priapism and some stuff? Like, you
Yeah,
making me think like my doggone natural body is evil in some kind of way. Like, what kind of they you
Jesus.
talking about how they've been the Bible Belt been messing kids up since
man.
forever, man, for real. Jacking
I
these
call it
kids up.
Bible abuse. I call it. I used to call it Bible abuse because they beat you up with it. They beat you
For
up with
real.
the thing. They really only beat you up
Make
with
you
the
think
thing.
your own body is evil, man. Like, what you mean? So my
Right.
dreams are evil? I got demons trying to get to me in my dreams if I'm thinking about the pretty girl at school.
Man.
Like, come on, man. Like, for real, I can't even control that.
Right.
But Big
But
Cuz
somehow
telling
that's
you go
but
get the
that's
pretty
evil.
girl though. Big Cuz and Unc telling you go get the go get the pretty one. Go get her.
Mhm.
Go get her.
Well, speaking of pretty girls and relationships, oh, no one said relationships. We're there. See how I did that real
Hold on
smoothly?
1 second.
You know what I'm saying? Go
Yeah,
get the
I
big pretty girl, man.
okay. So basically, we're coming upon the relationship segment of this discussion. Now, before we get into romantic relationships, because listen, we all know what's coming. We all know we got something to say about it. We're gonna get to the platonic, the friendships, the how do you maintain and how do you decipher true friends' capacity to deal with this illness and to deal with you and to be a real friend versus just terrible friends in general. Like, how do you decide between somebody that just don't have the capacity to deal with what your life goes through and people who just don't care enough to care?
What you mean, like tell you they don't want to deal with it or
No. I'm talking people that show you. Cause it's one
um
thing. Cause the story of my life, the theme of my life is it sounds nice, okay? Because people will tell you, friends will tell you, hey, yeah, I want to be here for you. I want to be this to that, and I don't want you to go through this alone.
I
But
don't
when it comes time to show up for you in
I ain't
that,
that issue because I don't especially like in the hospital. Like I don't know if any of my family watching because I put it on my Facebook, but anybody that is, if they is, they'll tell you. I don't even have people come to the hospital. Like I just be in there by myself. Now if it's a female or something like that that I deal with, maybe, she'll bring me something to eat, come sit up there or something like that. But other than that, like I'm all right.
not not always hospital settings either. I mean, like in general, like dealing with your life. Everybody, I feel like everyone's life with sickle cell is a lot for
Yeah, I don't
anyone.
ask for nothing. Yeah, I don't nothing. Like I'm dead serious. Like I'm when I tell you I'm dead ass, like, I'm serious. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? No. Like I don't, because that way you really can't be disappointed at. Like right now, my car in the shop.
Ooh,
I don't
he
ask my
said
I ain't
this.
call I ain't call my family for nothing. Yeah, like one of my friends came and took me to the store earlier. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't really, you know. And oh, you know what? I did. And the one time that I did, he didn't do it. He didn't do what I needed done, and that's it. You know what I mean? So
So
I'm
do
normally
you?
the
So do you?
I'm
So
normally
you
the
only give
person that
one
help.
chance? Do you give a person one chance to
Yep.
do right or do wrong? And
Yeah.
if they do wrong, they
If
get
they
left.
do if they do wrong, so I'm normally the person that a person gonna come to and say, hey, I'm short such and such amount. Can I get it? Cause I save well. You see what I'm saying? So uh but once that happen, then you know, you just wait till they get in the gym and then you say no. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's all. You just kill that, you know. Like you killed it. I didn't kill it. You killed it. You know, like I asked you for this and you said cool. And then I'm like, well, how I'm gonna get it if I ain't got no car? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, like, no, I don't play like that because I'm decent to people. You know what I mean? Like I really like look out for people. So once you tell me no, I take it kind of personal. Like I really take it personal. Like
Yeah.
yeah. And when I take it personal, I'm upset. And when I'm upset, it's like I don't care what you're going through, bro. You could tell me you need $1,000 to get out of jail. Sound like you better call the bail bondsman.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it takes a while for somebody to earn my trust, but and then once they got it, it usually takes a while for them to lose it. But like because it's almost kind of like I'm not even giving you the opportunity to disappoint me until I feel like I can trust you, then that generally has kind of worked out in regards to friends when it comes to sickle cell, especially almost like we were talking about earlier. Once I realized like I got to meet people where they are, you know, understand what their capacity is to actually deal with this, and then I just if I know, hey, this person is just good for you know bringing me lunch, chilling for a few minutes, playing a game of chess or whatever, and then being out, then I know that that's all they can offer, and that's all I'm gonna ask or expect of them.
You know what role to make them. Come on here, Dorian.
And that has alleviated, especially like in regards to my friendships, like what I don't have this grandiose expectation of them because I know where to meet them. And as much as when you're dealing with an illness, it's like you kind of want people to want to be there, uh, to want to do those things without having to be guided or told or asked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as adults, we're all kind of self-centered. We're all in our own worlds. We're all we got wives, kids, husbands, and work and bills and everything else to deal with. That having that expectation of them to just be able to turn over backwards because my illness struck up is just setting myself up for for heartbreak. So I just don't even do it now. Now when it comes to relationships, I might need to start taking the master approach and just you know not even and just saying, hey, when I'm in the hospital, I'm gonna deal with that. I'm gonna let my friends, who I know can meet me where I'm at, just be that, because I have yet to be in a relationship with someone who could deal with the fullness of what being in the hospital with me takes. Like, you know, and I don't know if maybe, I got spoiled or jaded as a child because, I was never really left alone in the hospital. Not to say I can't be alone in the hospital, because I spent many, a nights, as an adult alone in the hospital. But one of my parents was almost always there with me as a child in the hospital, so I didn't have to be alone. So, not saying that like I had, this super expectation of like somebody I'm in a relationship with, but there is a greater level of understanding that that I would expect of somebody that I am in a committed relationship with. Like, what is your willingness to actually understand, what it is I'm dealing with when I'm in this hospital bed, dealing with these doctors, dealing with these drugs, dealing with all of that stuff. Like, are you actually willing to understand what comes with all of that? Or are you just like, oh, well, I'm here, you should be grateful that I'm here, but that doesn't come with any kind of understanding for the actual situation at hand.
Yeah. I honestly, this is really how I feel. I feel like this, like I've had to deal with sickle cell so much of my life alone that it comes like almost as natural as breathing for me.
Yeah.
Almost to the point of like some people will be like, well, why didn't you tell me you're in the hospital? This, and that. I'm like, listen,
Sorry, man.
I'm dealing with this, you know what I'm saying? And I've grown accustomed to dealing with it on my own. Literally, when I was a kid and I realized the toll it was taking on my grandparents because they had just buried my mother and gone through the same thing with her, I even didn't want them there. You see what I'm saying? I've dealt with a lot of sickle cell issues by myself. And I try to do as much as I can on my own, even as a single mom. And sometimes it's to my detriment because for a while it was my pride, right? I got so much pride. I'm not finna ask for help, even if I need it.
Right.
But I I I got over that point in my life. And here's the thing. This is where I'm at. And I think I've looked at it from different angles and I'm okay with where I'm at in that. So like if a friend is to say, "Hey, I really want to be here for you. I really want to help you navigate this illness. I want to do this, I want to do that." I'm going to make you stand on that. I'm going to make you mean that because I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you. So now if you said that to me, that is the standard I'm going to hold you to. And here's the thing about me. It's up to you. Where you, like you said, to know where to place people, it's up to you. If you prove to me, you know what? This is not the person. They're saying something, but their actions is speaking louder.
Something, yeah, saying something completely different.
Yeah, so then that's where I'm like, okay, now I feel you're being dishonest with me. And now I have a problem because I didn't ask you.
I think some people
You
think
see what I'm saying?
they.
And if I have taken the initiative to ask someone for a favor, just know I don't ask people for things usually. I have to really need something to ask somebody something. That's why, like, in my heart of hearts, I've always been a very giving person. I'm the strong friend that everybody leans on. I'm the one that everybody goes to. I'm the one that looks out for everybody else. But when it's my turn, there is no reciprocation. So when I get those type of situations, it used to hurt my feelings because I will go above and beyond for people that I love. I am loyal to a fault. I listen, if you ride, I'm rolling. Like that's really how I am. So it's a direct hit to me when I feel like, oh, you really don't really mess with me for real. You really don't. You're not my friend. And it took me a while to come to the realization that no matter who I've lost in my life, when it comes to friendships, relationships, whatever the case is, I've never lost somebody that I needed back.
Mm.
Never.
Say
Not one.
that.
Not one time. Not two times. Not never. Okay? I can forgive a person all day long. I can I can actually help the same person that spit on me. I can do so much. But as far as my trust, when I trust you and you break that trust, you you let me tell you something. You can move Saturn, Jupiter, Earth, and everything in between and show me, hey, players mess up. It was a mess up. And I will still have that thing in my head that's like, but you've shown me who you are already. And I have to believe what you show me and not what you tell me. So if the pattern is showing me this, you're not for me, then you're not for me. And that's okay. It doesn't mean I have to hate you. It doesn't mean I have to dislike you. It doesn't mean I have to think bad things about you. It doesn't mean I have to want you to your whole house to. I don't think like that because I genuinely don't care that much. Like, from the bottom of my heart, I promise you, I don't care that much to really like negatively try to impact anybody's life. That don't have nothing to do with me. What you did is between you and your God and you or whoever you believe in. Me, I'm gonna do what's right for me. So whatever that looks like, at the end of the day, I'm not going to let someone else's actions turn me into someone I'm not. So if I know that I'm a great person, I'm a great friend, I'm loyal, I love people genuinely, and I genuinely will do everything in my power to help someone, I'm deserving of that. And for a long time, I thought maybe I wasn't, but it was a trick. It wasn't true. So now that I know that, and now that I've seen, I am capable of having those friendships, of cultivating those friendships, of having people in my life that regardless of what, I know that person cares about me, vice versa, and I know that this person genuinely wants the best for me. I'm never, ever, ever in my life going to reduce myself down for nobody no more. No one. I'm not watering myself down for anybody or anything. So if it bothers you how I am and who I am, you're just not for me, baby. And that's okay. My bad. I kind of.
No,
But
you good.
so yeah. Anybody want to have anything to say about friendships before we segue into relationships?
Friendships, I just feel like Dorian said earlier, you put people in the role that they go in. So you're not expecting the best friend to be doing what the associate doing. Because there are categories to having friends. You can't put the
Yeah,
responsibility that you would probably put on a best friend on an associate because the way you share personal things with them could be completely, you know what I'm saying? So just knowing who they are and what they bring to the table and how the relationship benefits both of y'all. A lot of times we put people in positions that they're not supposed to be in, then you end up disappointed because they weren't supposed to be there in the first place. So
facts.
that falls back on who? Us.
Accountability. You
So
gotta
that's what
hold
I've
yourself
learned.
accountable.
That's
Yeah.
it. So that's how I am when it comes to friendships. Like, and I know this gonna sound real crazy when I say this, but I just don't do humans like that. I got a select few people that I deal with just because, like I was saying earlier, the trust issues stuff that I'm healing from every day. But you
No,
just
no,
gotta
Not
know who you're
healing,
dealing
not
with,
healing.
man.
no. I totally listen. I just said to these two gentlemen earlier, the truth of the matter is, I get along better with men. I've always gotten along better with the
Right,
opposite sex. I don't shy away from it. I don't be like, oh, maybe I should. Let me tell
right,
you something. I'm very simple. I'm very practical when it comes to like, even when I think with my emotions, I'm able to take inventory, especially with people who I'm close to, who I respect their opinion, and I'm able to be like, "Hey, listen, am I tripping?" Like,
right.
hold me accountable because I need that. I need people that's going to say, "Hey, you have a standard to be my
That's
friend.
it.
It's a standard to uphold.
That's it.
You
That's
you
it.
can't just come in and just lollygag and frolic around.
Mhm.
You gotta know what's up. You gotta have it together. If you cannot do that, then that's okay. I'm just not for you. And I feel like I need my friends to hold me to that standard because I'm gonna hold my friends to that standard. And I
That's
think that's
right.
that's the
And
reason
that's
why.
okay. If you can't be all of that, that's okay. That doesn't
Yeah,
make you a bad person. That
no.
doesn't say anything less about you as a person. That just means you don't have the capacity to meet me at that level.
Right.
That's
That
it.
means that means you ain't at that level, and that's okay. That's
That's it.
okay.
Listen,
It ain't for
again, don't
everybody.
mean I gotta hate you. Don't mean none of that means any of that. It just
Right.
means I know who is for me
That's
because who's for me is
it.
still here. And if they, by some chance just been hanging around, guess how good my God is. Understand your time is limited around me because I got discernment and God be letting me know when evil lurk. Okay.
That's what evil is about.
So I don't have to deal with the crazy. And a lot of
That's it.
people think because you have sickle cell, like, oh, that your mental capacity is not all the way there, or that you like they could get over on whatever. It's not the
Child,
greatest
please,
idea.
we the smartest out here. Okay.
It's not
Most
the
of us
greatest
took
idea.
advanced classes. It was at the top 5 class in spite of being sick. So what they saying? Because last I checked,
We
most of us on
we
here
had to
college
grow up very
educated got
fast.
hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
So yeah, that friendship, that's what I've learned in the last couple of years. Is I can honestly admit I was putting people in places I knew they shouldn't have been in, and still was expecting a me out of them. And it's like, Kwanzaa, you know they're not that way. So why do you keep setting yourself up and then talking about you triggered? No, just be accountable and know how to pick better friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know them red flags be there. You just
Them
choose to
flags be
ignore
red as hell, don't they? They be red. Listen, red as my
them. Bright
hair flag.
red,
Boom.
bright as your
Flag
hair,
flag.
girl.
You be like, no, 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 no. They wouldn't do that. Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Right.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would. And that's okay. Because at the end of
hmm
the day, you can only
That,
truly be responsible for yourself.
that's it at the end of the day, yeah.
So you can't be responsible for somebody else. That's too much of a burden to carry.
It ain't
All
our
right.
job to
So
do that from the beginning. We supposed to be doing that from the beginning.
before we move on, I think it's an interesting question, and I would love for whoever's watching to answer. Uh, is and I asked y'all this earlier: are men and women, is the opposite sex able to have a strictly platonic friendship? Do you think it's
Yes.
possible?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, answer.
Yeah, I
Nobody want to
can't
go
see no
first?
comments. I'm gonna have to go on the live because I can't see anything.
So, I absolutely think it's possible
Me
to.
too.
I have tons of male friends. Like like I said, I get along better with men because most of them. I just realized I'm just not a very like I don't like dealing with too much of making decisions based off emotion, and a lot of women are like that. And here's the thing: a lot of women can also dish it but not take it.
Mm.
And I'm that person. I'm very honest, sometimes too honest with people about themselves. So um the odds are I might rub you the wrong way, but not on purpose. It's not coming from a hateful place, or it's coming from love, because again, love is correction. Love is showing a person I care enough to make sure you're not making terrible decisions, and I'm just going, oh, okay, yeah, do that. No. like
Right.
like if my friend called me and be like, you know what, I'm finna blow it all up. Like, whoa, let's talk about it for a second before you
Right.
try to do something crazy. Like, and I think, you have your own things going on, and those people don't believe that you can have friendships with the opposite sex, because there are a lot of men and women who believe you cannot be friends with the opposite sex whatsoever.
You can. You can.
Like,
You
that's
can.
just that's just like damn near cheating, basically. Like, what? You have a friend that's the opposite sex, and I don't care if you were in diapers with this person. Like,
Yeah.
That's insecurity in them
No.
though. If it's that deep, they
When
insecure and need to heal.
when we were doing the sickle cell experience, Shay,
mhm.
every what, Thursday or Wednesday, whenever we were filming them, I was accused of cheating because
Wow.
I mean I couldn't just be going to do the sickle cell experience. No. I can't just be friends with y'all. Look at all that camera chemistry y'all got. No, what's y'all
She
must be.
was loony.
Got to be hitting it.
Bro, she was loony.
Got to be both of them.
Like, we just out here in a
Sickle cell
poly
harem.
sickle cell situationship.
But I think, yeah, but like you said, that's all insecurity. It's you know, if you're secure in yourself and in your relationship, if you trust your partner, then you will trust that, you know, especially if your partner is also respecting boundaries and dynamics. Like, they shouldn't be getting text messages and calls at 12 o'clock at night, while
Right.
y'all are together. Like, that's disrespectful to the
That's it.
relationship if they're doing that, unless it's like an emergency, like, oh, like, hey, your goddaughter is headed to the hospital, kind of thing. Unless it's something
Yeah.
short of that, then
Right.
you shouldn't be, kikiing up with them at 2 o'clock in the morning while you're with your significant other. That's disrespectful to the relationship. That would create a sense of questioning, like, or distrust, an air of distrust around the nature of the relationship, because you're not respecting boundaries. And the person who says, "Oh no, this is just my friend, and we've been talking like this since we were kids." Okay, well, that's all fine and dandy, but you need to set boundaries while you're in a relationship if you care about that relationship. Like, I have my best friend, mother of my goddaughter, been friends since we were 12 years old. Like, yeah, we can get on the phone and talk for hours and well into the night. But if I'm with my girlfriend, I'm not going to be doing that because that could easily misconstrue the boundary of that,
That's
especially
it.
if the relationship is new and they don't understand the dynamic of that relationship just yet. So it's very important that you set those boundaries.
Mm.
But without those boundaries, somebody just being all willy nilly, one, they don't respect the relationship, they don't respect you, and that's probably somebody you're probably gonna end up breaking up with down the line anyway, because that's already an immediate sign of disrespect to you in the relationship. Even if that is their friend,
Boundaries out.
even if that is their friend from you know all plus years of their life or whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's important for them. It's important for the person that's in a relationship to communicate to their friend, "Hey, I'm in a relationship now." So at that
Uh-huh.
point, if the friend is your friend, you won't have to tell them to respect the relationship because they're gonna know better.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's
this is
just
where a
that
lot of women
simple.
will find out that the men in their life secretly just want to smash them.
Hmm.
When they set that boundary, if he's not willing to respect it, that lets you know real quick, fast, in a hurry what that brother's real intentions probably are.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, y'all
Sound
ready
like
to
you
move
finna
on?
say something, Master.
I agree with you.
Oh,
What Master
I,
finna say?
I
you
was
go ahead.
agreeing with you, bro.
I know, but I figured you up, but I thought I heard
If
that
a
that
person, like I said, if a person, once he still do what he want to do, it show that he ain't got no respect for your dude. Uh, I'm
Right.
guilty of
Oh,
that. Yeah, I don't be caring.
Master,
Like,
get off live.
and if
I'm
he's
for
not trying to
real.
respect your dude, and like real talk, like if he's not trying to respect your dude, that lets you know right then and there, like
Uh,
what their real intention is. Cause any like any dude who's dating, my best friend or whatever, like once you meet me, you gonna know off rip. Okay, this a cool dude. He ain't trying. They really just friends.
yeah,
And more than likely we just gonna be cool. But if that dude off the cuff ain't even willing to to like respect the friendship, because I'm gonna respect the relationship. So
Right.
if he's not willing to, like, that probably lets you know right there, right then and there, he's also probably not gonna respect other dynamics in your life too. So it's a two-way street. Because like I would also hope like that person would still be able to like trust. Hey, that person probably that dude, he ain't really your friend. He just he's just trying to do whatever.
Right.
So you hope that they trust your word enough to be like, nah, that nigga grimy. I'm sorry, excuse me. That
dude.
gentleman of the African American persuasion is is grimy.
I have to admit, like, I could be naive because I've been told time and time again, this person wants you. Not him. Never. And I was just naive because when you don't think of a person that way, usually you don't think of a person that way. So if they're throwing out subtle hints, or if it's a vibe and they vibing somewhere, you ain't even, y'all ain't even in the same city, let alone the same neighborhood. Okay? Because at this point, you way somewhere else, and I'm way over here talking about friendship. You in the friend zone. How you get way down the street? How did you get there? I didn't know they had scooters in the friend zone. Well, how did you get over there? You walked? That's crazy. Like, stuff like that, I struggle with because I just really, when I have a friend, I just feel like that's my friend. Like, like,
And you want to believe that's just your friend. I
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
get it. I honestly don't be knowing how women don't see it.
Man,
It be
listen,
so
I got
they be
obvious.
knowing,
myself
bro.
It be
into
so obvious to
Yeah,
us.
they be knowing, bro. They be knowing.
situations. Okay,
You're right. It's like you said. You're being naive to the situation.
I feel like we
That's like
definitely be
intentional. That's
knowing,
like
but we want to
intentional
be in
naive.
denial because I know, Master Right. We
They be
women be
knowing.
knowing. They gonna let you know they want to be more. You just got to see the
Yeah.
red flag.
Yeah, you keep it.
sometimes I'm
But
What
the
gonna
it
be
is,
flags
honest.
ain't red
y'all
forever.
keep them
I was
around.
surprised.
What it
I
is
Yeah.
that's like your potential rebound. You just trying to keep them on a short leash so they don't
Oh
really go
Lord.
nowhere. That's what y'all doing. Y'all
Yeah,
just trying to
the
keep them on
flag,
a short leash.
the
uh,
flag ain't always red, man. The
mm-mm.
flag is sometimes just yellow. It's just,
Yep.
it just,
Yeah,
you know.
sometimes it's real subtle, like things that
Yeah.
can't even. I promise you, I
Nah, man.
listen,
But
like
the yellow
Flag
flag is
always
usually a
green,
lot bigger than the
brother.
red one.
It sure to.
You waving big and loud and proud. Big old yellow flag. The red
Right.
flag is just kind of
Flag
like
ain't always
dainty.
red.
listen. I think you know. I don't even know. I think I just went so much of my life just being like, girl, that's my friend. You know what I'm saying? like I'm not worried about none of that. Even when I'll catch certain things and I'm like, that was weird. That's suspicious. I'm like, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm reading too much into. Usually, it's not. It is what it is. But I could say at the end of the day, it's just all a part of all on that person. Like a person could want to be with me till they blue in the face, till they about to die. Like
Nah, I ain't none of that.
literally.
I get rid of
And
a female.
and if it's like we're just friends and you're sitting here telling me, no, but we could really be different. And no, I'm telling you, you either go lose me or you go figure your feeling. Because I can't be mad at someone for feeling like, oh, this is an amazing person and growing feelings for me. You know what I'm saying? I would never fault somebody for that. But if I'm telling you I cannot reciprocate those feelings and you steady thinking, oh, well, maybe if I do this, maybe if I do that, maybe if I listen, there's nothing you can do. Just stay on your side of the fence.
My thing, I would never, I can a female if I'm steady telling you like, dude, it's on something different, and you steady in it, like cause then at that point to me it becomes like he not your friend at that point. He just waiting to turn. He just waiting on you to be vulnerable. See what I'm saying? And to me, at that point, especially if you notice it too, if you tell me you notice it too, you're now disrespecting me because anything he do is disrespectful. I know when I was doing it, I was definitely being disrespectful. So I know what they do. Yeah, they being disrespectful. Like disrespect once you show anything other than the friendship. So and then like I say, if the female even say that she noticed it or something like that, yeah. Yeah, I'm
Got a friend and he's
getting a
like
boot.
always telling you like this dude could be the perfect dude to you, perfect gentleman, everything, work, good job, all of that stuff. But this friend of yours is always like, nah, that he whack, he this, he that, he whatever.
Hating.
Just hating. Like that shit I'll rip, let you know right there.
I had
That,
I had I had a dude I had a dude one time tell the chick I was dealing with, he was like he tell her yeah, if you was to go to jail and needed like he said like $10,000 basically, he would have to get her out. Like so I'm like, come on man, like this he's sneak dissing, man. Like what are you saying? Is that your dude can't come and get you is what he's saying. That's what he's telling you. Like he's telling you basically that if you needed help, it would only be him that you could call. This is what he just told you. Like, he gotta go. Gotta go.
All
Yes.
right, let's talk about relationships.
Uh,
Um,
as far
as
as
it
still,
as it pertains to dealing with life, sickle cell, everything.
mm-hmm.
How do you feel? How do you maintain a healthy relationship? What is a healthy relationship to you? What does that look like?
It's hard these days. Yeah, man, it's hard these days. I'm gonna just be like, it just seems these days like a lot of women don't want to take accountability for stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um that they do, you know. And like real talk, it really seems like a lot of people just like even when they do wrong, they want to be the victim.
Mm,
And that's wild to me because
gaslighting.
like I'll be so open to accountability, you know, like and I mean literally even when I do like the worst stuff and I hate I hate this with a passion. Like when I tell you like I'm gonna use something extreme. Like when I tell you I blew up the building, right? But then you come to me and say, like, did you throw my food away? And I say no. Like I just told you I blew up a building over there. I'm not lying about this. You know what I'm saying? Like what I don't have to lie to you. Like I told you I done worse as far as I'm saying, you know. And so I'm big on that, you know, like I'm cool with telling you exactly what I like. I'm cool with that because I 9 times out of 10 I told you I done some horrible stuff at some point. Right. So
So right about women and accountability though, man. That's crazy.
yeah, it's wild, bro. Like I just I don't get it, man. I
Or
don't
rather,
get
or
it.
rather, still trying to play victim, man. Like I could be, and this is literally happening. I could be laid in a hospital bed, and I could be like, "Yo, I'm in pain right now. I'm not trying to have an argument with you, or I can't. I don't have the energy to argue with you." And she could turn around and say, "You're always using your illness as an excuse when you don't, to not have a conversation." And it's like, I'm literally in a hospital bed right now. Like, it don't get no realer than that. But somehow, I'm the one using my illness as an excuse to not engage with you because you want to have an argument while I'm laid in a hospital bed. Like,
The
come
whole
on.
the whole thought, right, of when you actually, and this is why I don't even trip on even telling females for real. Cause like they really don't care for real, right? And what I
Men
mean,
are not allowed to be weak. That's why.
well,
We're not allowed to be
what
weak.
I'm saying, bro, is that they don't care when it's your illness versus their feelings, sickle cell.
Oh, yeah,
Don't
no,
give a
they feelings,
they don't care, bro.
still gonna take precedent.
Yeah,
It's like,
you telling them
sickle
right?
cell,
You
you
like,
in a hospital bed, my feelings, I feel like this, whoop-de
yeah.
whoop-de-whoop. Okay, my feelings.
You
On
like,
the scale, it's always gonna be those feelings. For real.
but then
Man, my cousin, I like you were saying earlier, Shay, about not being able to tell everybody you in the hospital. Like it's like everybody wants a personal text message or a personal phone call telling them that you in the hospital.
over with.
So I'll just like do one blanket post. Hey, I'm in the hospital. You want to reach out, call me, do whatever, whoop de whoop. You know where to find me. And that's gonna be that. My cousin, who just happened to have the same name as my ex-girlfriend, commented, "Hey, cuz, love you. Hope you get well soon." She didn't even see the cut. I completely ignored the cuz part. Only saw the "I love you," and then charged me up while I'm in the damn hospital. Why is your ex-girlfriend telling you she loves you? You know, and I'm like, what are you talking about? My ex-girlfriend, or she's like, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. You responded, and I'm like, oh, you done really lost your damn mind. Like, because now I didn't put two and two together to what she's talking about, and I'm like, that's my damn cousin. She literally says "cuz" in her response to me, but despite however you want to feel, the logic, rationale, everything went out the window because of a name that was the same as my ex's. So that's all it took. Didn't matter that I was in the hospital. Didn't matter that this was like day 2 of being in the hospital at that. So things are still pretty intense for me. None of that mattered. In the scope of what she was feeling in that moment, that's all that mattered.
All that matters.
And she was gonna charge me up, balls to the wall, because of how she felt, regardless of the situation at hand. And more times than not, like Master has said, that is the case when it comes to women and the hospital and relationships as it relates to sickle cell.
We can talk about before the hospital. You ain't even gotta. You really.
You're right. But I'm just saying, even in the worst case scenario,
because
in the hospital.
You tell them, right, when you tell them you got sickle cell, right, do you also tell them that the number one, like one of the leading causes of the crisis is stress?
Stress, yeah. And that's usually what I lead with. I'm like, usually I usually start with the number one cause is stress. Stress in all its forms: physical stress, mental stress, emotional stress. Yeah, I go down the line. I start with stress.
So okay, let me ask y'all this. Do you feel like, because I won't say I've only dated black men, but a majority of my exes are black. And why are you right here? Get da. Go in your room. This ain't got nothing to do with you. You ain't supposed to be out here. Bye-bye. 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 Goodbye. Anyways, so do you like, because sometimes I directly correlate a black man's, and I know this is going to sound a little harsh, but it's the truth.
Let's go. Come on, let's get into it, Shay.
A black man's inability.
Our inability. Okay.
To
really get into it.
He said, really get into it.
To have and maintain a fully functioning, healthy relationship, because most black men in America, for the most part, don't even know what that looks like because they come from single parent.
I was just about to say, Dorian, you had both of your parents?
Huh?
You had both of your parents, right?
I was just about to say, I come from generations on generations. Hold on, pause. Hold on, I'm gonna dispel that right now. I come from generations on generations of healthy, successful. My grandparents are 92 years old, still together, 70 years. They just celebrated their 70th wedding anniversary in August. My parents just celebrated their 44th wedding anniversary.
That's dope.
My father's parents were married almost 60 years before my grandfather passed. So
I hear you.
My grandfather was with my grandmother until she passed away.
And my parents are marriage counselors.
Yeah, and they got together when they was like, I think she was like 15 and he was like 17 back in way back in the day.
I hear you, because listen, I was raised by my grandparents too in a two-parent household. So I know that I have a different perspective of relationships because of that. And sometimes I even notice, like, a person that's coming from a single parent household, they're like, not to say that they don't have the capacity to know what a functioning relationship is. I'm just saying it's easier to do something when you have an example of it.
Oh, so then let's really. So since you wanted to go there, Miss Shay, then you want to talk about like black men not having that. I mean, like for the black women who don't
Women
have
too.
fathers, who don't
Women
have fathers in their households, who only raised, with, grandmama, mama, grandmama, everybody, all essentially, didn't have men in the household. For those women, it is then very hard for them to yield to any kind of authority, any
Submission,
kind of way, in
submission.
terms
Yeah.
of like how to meet a man or how to actually build a healthy relationship with a man so that you can build a happy, successful household. I mean,
Hmm.
no matter how much you want to cut it, flip it, whatever, it about gender roles and dynamics and all of that stuff, it benefits, but studies and psychologists and everybody have shown that children benefit from
From
having
both parents.
both parents in
Yep.
the household.
That's it.
So when you have that balanced structure of dad here, mom here, and what that looks like, that structure, you have a better idea of how to go about a healthy relate. Like I've never seen my parents like physically like argue, raise their voice. I mean, I may have been aware that maybe there's some tension between them, but I've never seen
Right.
that my father raise his voice at my mother. I've never seen my mother curse at my father. I've never seen my father curse at my mother. I've never heard them yelling or screaming at each other, and that has shaped my dynamic and how I operate. And a lot of times,
Yeah.
it's honestly backfired on me because I'm perceived as nonchalant, because I'm not getting up in arms, because I'm not getting, because I'm not going there, and I like to very calmly discuss
That's a
things.
question for you,
It's
bro.
like, oh, you don't care, you being all nonchalant, you're being this way, you're being that way, and it's like, no, I'm just not about to engage you at that level.
Right.
When we're both at a even tempered level, then we can try to have a calm, cool, collected, healthy discussion about how I may have made you feel, how you may have made me feel, what you may have perceived me to have done or not done. But no good is ever going to come from us being heated and mad and angry.
Because
Like,
nobody's listening. You only
Like,
hearing.
exactly.
question
Ain't
for you,
nobody
Nobody's
Dory.
listening.
listening. You just want to be heard, essentially, or you just want to berate. And honestly, I'm the kind of person that's just like, yo, if that's what you need, if you just need me to sit here and let you berate, cool, go for it. Go for it. But when you done, I hope you would offer me the same courtesy. And normally that's not the case.
I
Right.
got
Usually,
a question.
as
I got
soon
a
as I
question
didn't
for you,
get
Dory.
as soon as I get 5 words in, then it's again. And it's like, well, damn, see, I just let you berate me all up and down the street. And now I can't get 2 words in.
Do
So, therefore, it's better for us to just do it while you're calm, I'm calm, and we're both cool and collected.
Right.
Dory, do you
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that what you've seen with from your parents and then your grandparents and all that, like, do you think that made you like have a desire to want that life, like to be married and then you know uh until you or the person like really into death do us part? Like, do you think
Yes,
that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that too, bro. Like, like like seeing my grandfather, man, like even though I didn't pay attention, like we was talking about like earlier, no, I ain't pay attention in the beginning of my life, in the beginning of my life with him. But once, I got older and mature, it's like, oh no, he was teaching me stuff. I just wasn't paying attention. Like, and then I even know
Bruh.
things from like girlfriends' fathers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know one of my girlfriends, ex-girlfriends, her father used to take her mother like lunch and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's something to do. Like, that's dope.
Yeah,
Like,
bruh. So just like you said, your grandfather's teaching you things without teaching you things.
right.
my grandparents, still married. I was blessed to be able to spend about a month with them uh, after New Year's. Just staying in the house with them, taking care of them, doing stuff like that. And I always saw this, around Thanksgiving and everything like that. But being able to actually like be there with them as an adult, like if my grandmother cooked every night, like I would almost have to fight my grandfather to let him for him to let me do the dishes, because like clockwork, if my grandmother cooked, he's gonna do those dishes, every night before he goes to bed. He's doing the dishes, putting them in the dishwasher or putting them up into the cabinet, whatever it may be. He was doing those dishes, doing those little things for my grandmother,
Right.
uh, so that she didn't have to do it. So when she woke up in the morning, she had a clean kitchen that she could make him breakfast in. If she's gonna make him breakfast, he's gonna do the dishes for her. If she's gonna do this, he's gonna get that for her. And at 92 years old, he's still doing that. Still
Mm-hmm.
doing those little things. And my grandmother is still doing those little things, taking care of her man. Like, you know, and there was a moment we were at church, and my grandmother was talking amongst the other group of women, and she was talking about how she takes care of my grandfather. And a young lady recently married kind of chimed in, "Oh man, my husband can get his own plate," that kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother very, very calmly said, "My husband has been an excellent provider, an excellent husband, an excellent father, and the least that I can do is make him a plate."
Yeah.
And it was like, that just shows the difference in like the generation and of because that's what she saw, and that's what my mother saw, that's what my sister saw, that's what I saw. It shapes and it forms, how our expectation. I almost feel like maybe I was spoiled because, that dynamic for our generation was so few and far between. And honestly, really of no fault of our own, like that it was systematically, done to ensure that black men weren't in the homes.
True.
So, you know, couple that with everything with everything else, uh, it's really kind of, I don't want to say it's disenfranchised and disillusioned an entire generation of men and women. And I honestly feel like what used to be the norm in the black community, because like in the 60s, 80% of of households were two parent, 80%. Now it's something like 30 or 40% or something like that.
Where women leading the way on divorce.
Yeah, that part.
Yeah.
So,
You see
and that's another thing. We aren't taught to marry for life, in that, how to be selfless in a
Right.
marriage. And I feel like because people didn't have those examples of how to be selfless in a marriage, uh, people go into marriage very disillusioned about their expectations.
They
And
want the wedding. They don't want the marriage, Dorian.
absolutely. They want the Instagram wedding so that they can do the bridal showers and all of that, and the pictures and all of that. And 3 years later, because that's about the going rate now for our generation, folks getting married, having these big old IG wedding, and 3 years later they divorced. That's 3 to 5 years. That's what it is for our generation right
I,
now.
I seen it was like a video, and it was the dude Charleston White. Now I've been felt like this, right? Because I read Corinthians, the book of Corinthians. The love parables up in there, the love is patient, love is
Patient, loving,
kind,
kind.
all that, right? And I don't know which one it is, but one of them says love endures. And in the video I'm speaking on, the dude Charleston White was like, they asked him what is love, and he was like, well, my definition of love is it's not what you can give, it's how much you can take. And I really believe that, because when you look at the things that our mothers take from us, when you look at the things, that our grandparents and things take from us, like they take a lot, bro. Uh I seen a woman on her deathbed still, still telling a man to take care of her drug kid son, she was thinking about him dying. Like, so it's like, and Lord knows he caused a lot of havoc. But I really believe that, it's really how much you can take, because then those relationships stayed together because they endured a lot of things. You had a lot, like back then. You had people having babies and all of that back then. And that woman will take care of that kid too, down the street, right down the street, 2 doors down. So I just think that, today is almost like it's taught leave, to leave, to leave, to leave. You know what I'm saying? Versus to, and I mean, I ain't saying you gotta leave, you gotta endure something as far as a baby and nothing like that. I ain't saying that, but I'm just saying, like, these days people leaving over arguments. These days people leaving over the craziest stuff. You know what I
Because
mean?
they see that somebody relationship look better than theirs on social media. And those
That
people
grass,
could
the
be,
grass is always greener mentality.
yeah, and those people could be miserable for all you really know. You have no idea what their inner workings of their relationship is like.
Yep.
Uh, so
You
I
getting
get what you're
30-second
saying.
snippets.
Yeah, like
Do
you
y'all
get,
think that people stay in love for 50 years when they be like, I think that they fall out of love sometimes and choose. They like agape love is, I choose to love you no matter what. And
What
I
what
think
my what
that,
my what my parents say? What my parents say is that you have to rediscover and re-fall in love with each other over and over again, all throughout your marriage. And the most important factor, which will ensure that you can do that, is, do you like that person? Because if you like that person, just like you like your friends, if you like them, you can endure and put up with a lot of things. You can offer grace to a lot of things in spite of, those moments where the love may not be there. And then other times the love is what has to endure, because it's going to be a lot of days and moments where you don't like that person. And that love is what has to endure to push and propel and move things forward. And knowing where that, again, being able to meet each other where you are day to day, each day, because the person they were when you married them at 22 is not going to be the person that they are at 35.
nope.
They're not going to be the same person. And if you have the same expectation of a person that you have, then you're doomed to fail. That relationship is doomed to fall apart because you're not growing
Yeah,
with
you
each
have to
other.
grow.
You better talk, Dorian. You better say that.
If you are constantly essentially forcing that person to stay where you want them to stay, where you see them, where you want them to be, then that person is going to grow beyond you and eventually not want to be in that relationship anymore with you, because you're not meeting them where they are.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
And that's where willingness comes in. As long as the willingness is there, shit, y'all can endure anything.
Yeah.
That's it.
So, let me ask y'all this: What is your What's the word I'm looking for? I'm tripping. I just had it. Your break, like your what is it called? Jesus. When your
But
absolute
when you
like,
done with the relationship,
yeah, my bad, y'all. It was there, and that's why I had like, let me just ask it before I forget, and I forgot anyway. But yeah, like, what is your deal breaker? There we go. What's your deal breaker in a relationship? Like, what happens? No matter what, you could go through whatever the case
I
is.
ain't gonna lie. I done put up with a lot of stuff. So like, in my life in general, right? I'm talking even past relationship. Like, that's why when I do be kind of like done with like certain, like even like family members, like I really put up with a lot of stuff before, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just have my heartbeat for it. I be having some of my cousins like, man, why man, you really got it for him, like, your uncle or whatever, like, this man did this. It's just that's who I am, right? Um, as far as now, I might even say like, yeah, like I'm done, but I'm really not. You know what I mean? Uh, my kids, I say this like my kid's mother, right? Like, just think, I took care of her son too. That mean that she had another boy after my daughter. You see what I'm saying? I dealt with that. Like, it wasn't on me, but it was still there. But then even another one after that. You know what I mean? I took care of that one for a little while. We went through a lot. You know what I mean? And that was because I was really determined to try to give my daughter a family in my head. That's what I was thinking. So I was willing to take whatever it was from it. So for me, I could put up with a lot. I think at this point though, like, let's say if a person have a kid or something like that, then cheating is one thing, right? I think I can do that because I don't feel like it's always giving. Like, I feel like if you give them your heart is when I'm done. If I can handle you saying you gave them your body, I can handle that. Like, I ask people, right? Would you rather, if your chick was to cheat, would you rather her cheat with a stranger or with her ex? Right? Most people gonna say with her ex because he know her.
I'd rather she not cheat at all.
Well, yeah, I know that. Of course that, but I'm gonna say out of the what's thing with a stranger, because at least you just did that. That was just something that you did, and women, they able to do things without still having no emotions tied to it.
Yeah, yeah, I hear that. Like, it is gonna hurt more if a woman emotionally cheated on you,
Yeah.
versus whether she just physically cheated on you. You're absolutely right. Hell, I think it would hurt more just even if she didn't even get physical, didn't even have sex. I think,
Right.
still like that emotional cheating,
Right.
like her offering her heart to somebody else, that
Right.
is what would typically hurt a guy a, more. But at the end of the day, for me, cheating is definitely always gonna be a deal breaker. But typically, there's probably gonna be some other deal breakers before, like, we get to the point where you want to cheat. Like we ain't, we ain't like for me. I'm not gonna stay in something where the dynamic could potentially even get to the point where either I want to cheat or you want to cheat. Like, if we're there, why the fuck? I mean, why are I didn't finish it? I didn't
Yeah,
finish
he didn't finish. He didn't finish. He didn't finish.
All right.
Good save, brother. Good save, brother.
it. Why are we still together? Like, if either of us is
Right.
at that
Yeah.
point, why are we even still attempting this?
Man.
Clearly communication is broken down. We're not communicating with each other. Uh, you know, and I mean, and if you're the kind of person who just like gets in relationships and like a serial monogamous, and the whole time you in that relationship, you still pursuing other people, like, you just a jacked up person. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
You
you
need to
just
work on that.
yeah, you got some issues you need to work out.
Some deep rooted issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, sis? What's your deal breaker?
My deal breakers is when we can't communicate and trust. Communication is the foundation of a relationship. If you can't talk to the person you with, it ain't a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Um,
Very true.
and then far as, because I ain't answered the question earlier, I'm sorry because I was being a mommy. I'm sorry, that's why I muted the mic. But I'm married, been married for 10 years, together for 11. It has not been a walk in the park, but it needs to be a walk in the park with the right person. A lot of times people settle trying to have a peaceful relationship when you got to have a friendship before the relationship. We
yeah.
were friends before we became fully in the relationship and get married and all that stuff. And then, as far as sickle cell, he never even had heard of sickle cell when we got together. But I feel like when somebody loves you, they're going to look up your condition. They're going to learn your
That
condition, and they're
part.
going to ride and die with you
Mhm.
in the relationship. They're going to stick by you. There are not going to be any excuses. People make time for what they want to make time for, and they be invested in what they want to be invested in. You just have to decide if, just like they want to be invested in them, if you want to be in, vice versa. So, um, I wanted to say something else too, slipped my mind, but relationships, like I said, it's got to be with the person that is your person. We got too many people settling, and you definitely shouldn't have to beg nobody to be in a relationship.
Mm.
You shouldn't have to beg them to want to be there for you.
You know
You
what they
shouldn't.
say? Never let a man tell you twice, more than once, that he don't want you.
Right.
Right.
So,
It goes for anybody.
Yeah.
right. Any relationship, seriously, like know your worth. That's the bottom line. Know your worth, know your triggers. Always put you first. And I'm not saying a relationship just be selfish and put you first, but just remember you were two individuals before you came in a relationship.
Yes.
So
Yes.
Don't
don't
lose
lose
yourself
yourself.
in a relationship.
Dorian, we said it at the
Mm.
same darn time. We
There it
said it at the
is.
same time.
There it is,
Yeah.
y'all.
Well, I can appreciate that my marriage, my husband pushes for me to go hang out with friends. He pushes for me to get out and not allow sickle cell to be the crutch of, well, I'm not going to go out because I might get sick. Or I'm not going to go do this, and this because of this, and this.
Yeah.
So, everybody wants to be committed to somebody because everybody ain't meant to be married. Can we be real? Everybody ain't meant to be
Right.
married.
Right.
Everybody ain't meant to do this
Big
thing called
old
marriage,
facts.
but right. But I feel like for those who carry that energy of wanting to be married and wanting that commitment, your person will come when the timing is right. That if the person that is not there at that moment, that means God is still working with you on some things and to just focus on you until they get there. You
Mhm.
know?
Absolutely.
So so
Yeah.
you're not wasting years with somebody you ain't supposed to be with. Because you drawing your
That
hurt.
that
You
part.
drawing hurt.
Ooh.
Whatever your triggers and issues, you gonna keep drawing them until you work on it.
Ooh, she
So
hit me. I got hit, y'all. I got hit.
I got hit.
so yeah,
I got
so
hit. But the old past me got hit.
right,
The me
right.
right now, I can laugh about stuff like that now because it's like I was so foolish.
We
I
all been
was
at this.
so and not in a sense of like, I let somebody play me for a fool, but just really in the sense of like, how could I not value myself the way I should have to put up with some of the things that I put up with? Like, as far as deal breakers for me, right? Now, don't get me
Oh,
wrong, I've been in situations where it wasn't no man has ever just like, what I'm saying? Like, close hand or slap me around, none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been in that situation. For me, that is an ultimate deal breaker. A man putting
Right.
his
Yeah.
hands on me to hurt
Yeah.
me, to harm me. And it's mainly because I watched my mother go through that.
Hmm.
And honestly, if I'm being honest, something broke inside of me. When I say it, I mean, if a man put his hands on me, I feel like immediately, if you hit me, you can kill me.
Right.
You have no problem with me dying. So
yeah.
Right.
therefore, I take it as an imminent threat. So
Right.
therefore,
Yeah.
so
That
therefore,
one a deal breaker for me too, is to put your hands
Yeah.
on me. To put
Yeah,
your hands on
same.
me,
Me
to put
too.
your
I
hands on
think
me
that's
in
for
front of my
anybody that's
kids.
got a healthy mindset. Anybody who mentally right, that will be a deal breaker. Because why would you sit there and let somebody hit and beat on you?
Yeah.
That
yeah,
means you
nah,
like gun beneath their shoe. They don't give a crap about you.
nah. Man,
that's a
listen,
And if
cap.
they'll do it once, they'll do it again. I don't care what nobody say.
The thing is,
exactly,
a
If they
lot,
do
a
it
lot
once,
of
they'll
men,
do it
a
again.
lot of men can end up in abusive relationships. You
Yeah.
know, with women, the same way that women can end up in abusive relationships with men. And a lot of
Right.
times it'd be harder for men to leave those relationships or even talk about them because you to make you a man. It's like how you supposed to talk about, man, yeah, my girl, she be bopping me upside the head, she be punching me in the nose, she be dotting my eye, she be and typically it's coupled with a whole lot of verbal abuse too, but a lot of men like they can't reason and rationalize themselves out of that a lot of times because of fear that their masculinity is going to be viewed as whatever,
less than.
Right.
as less than.
Yeah, and I think that goes, a little bit both ways because for a woman, like that's her admitting because a man's job is to protect.
That's
One
it.
of one of his main jobs for a woman is to protect. So if you are with a man who is putting his hands on you, he's already failed you.
That's
He's
it.
already failed you, baby.
Pretty much.
And no matter how you twist it, spin it, bop it, whatever you want to do, it's the truth of the matter. Because if I've always been told, if a man can hit you, he can kill you,
That's it. One wrong hit, baby, be dead.
and you
I
out
think
of
I
it
here.
think
works
that
the
go
same
both
way too.
ways
If
though.
a woman, if a
Yes,
That's
woman, if
yes,
a woman can hit you, a woman can kill you. It should.
yes.
I was just watching some video the other day. This dude literally by the skin of his teeth escaped from. He was recording that his girl had busted out the back window of his car, and he was like, "Look what she did! Look what she did!" And then literally he took a step back onto the curb just in time before she drove her car into the back of his car, like literally trying to crush this dude. And then she just hops out the car. After everything I've done for you, this is how you gonna treat me. This is how you gonna treat me. This is how you gonna do. And it's like, bruh, run. But it's like I think for some dudes, one they either attracted to the crazy, they or for women sometimes they feel like they can save them or that
Yep.
they
Say that
or
again, Dorian. They feel like they can save them. Say that Say it.
Save them or change them. And let me tell you
you
something.
say
You
Right.
can't
dang save them or
change
change them.
if they don't want to. They're not going to.
Nope. Can't
Mm-mm.
nobody be saved that don't want to be saved. Ain't nobody gonna change that don't want to be changed. And nothing you do
Exactly.
or say is like the same thing like we were talking about earlier about being trapped in those cycles or whatever. Like
Right.
can't nobody reason you out of it until you're ready to reason yourself out of it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think another like deal breaker for me though would be like
Still left
I can't do toxic.
Me
Like
neither, girl. It's too
as
energy draining. That's
yeah,
a
like
whole
man.
as
So this
spirit.
someone
world
who
is so
has put
toxic.
in
That's
work
a
to
spirit,
build.
man. Y'all don't care what nobody say. That is a spirit. Toxicity is a spirit.
It's
Yeah,
It
running
will
like
rampant
as
drain
right
somebody
the
now.
that's
hell out of
put the
people.
It
yeah, as
is
someone
running
that's
wild.
did the work to change and to grow and to actively like break out of that mindset. Am
Right.
I perfect? No. But I put it to you like this. Everybody has their limits, right?
Right.
And everybody can be pushed to be toxic, no matter how great a person they are. A person that's involving themselves with someone who is toxic, you get that's just like if I go in the fridge right now and I got one apple that's going bad and it's toxic, and I leave it with all my fruit, even if I just brought that fruit. No matter how much that fruit could be organic, it could be the best of the best. But if that one toxic piece of fruit is touching it, that's
It's
it.
for baby. That's
It's
it.
a wrap.
Right.
So again, for me, I can't be involved with anybody that's toxic because regardless of how much work I've done and I've actively done work, if I feel that you're pushing me to a
They will pull
person
you right back down
that
with
I'm
them.
not. Yeah. Cause listen, baby, you want to deal with a low vibrational version of me. You don't want that. I had you ready to end it all. I'm telling you. And I ain't, and it's nothing to brag about, but it's like that exactly why for me that's a deal breaker. I can't do anything toxic. If I even get a whiff of like, oh, that's not a little toxic, I can't do it. I've dated, I've, been in situations where I'm like, oh, I could potentially see this going somewhere with this person or not. But 9 times out of 10, the person didn't even get nowhere close to me if I felt they had some sort of toxic situation going on in their life. Because my life is already hard enough. I don't need to be adding to it. I'm sorry. I've realized the common denominator when I had to take inventory on my mother's life with sickle cell and come to the conclusion of what could possibly have been the reason why she died at 25. She was in an abusive relationship. She was stressed in family situations. She was stressed in friendships. She was stressed. There was all sort of stressors and people who, of course, yeah, you could love a person, but how much do you truly want them around if you're bringing so much stress to them?
Have you ever stayed in a relationship a little longer than normal based off of the comfortability and like from the stress that you know will come during that leaving phase?
Yeah, with my child's
Mm.
father, I fought like hell. I went to uh was it therapy, couples
Mhm.
therapy, all time. We tried everything. I didn't just give up on my relationship
Mhm.
because, like you said, Master, I was determined to give my daughter a two-parent household. But
Mhm.
Right,
here's the kicker though, and this is where I had to be real with myself.
right.
If it's toxic and it's two parents, is it worse than her seeing her mother happy and here longer?
No, her mama need to be single by herself because she gonna grow up doing that same behavior. And
Exactly.
and, and the kid will say, because I'm a living witness. My mom used to get her tail beat by her husband, and I never grow up and do it. I never grow up and do it. At the age of 21, guess who was in an abusive relationship and was almost killed? Me.
Yeah.
And I kept telling myself, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Ended up doing it. So the best thing you can do is separate from somebody that's toxic, that's dangerous, that don't love themselves, don't love you,
Mm,
and go,
That
you
part.
know,
Don't love
go be
themselves.
alone. Go heal and keep healing and wait for your person that was made just for you.
yes.
But
That's
Absolutely.
that's
where the envy
man,
comes from. Them trying to
right.
be something a part of themselves.
Come on,
A
Dorian.
part of
Mm.
themselves that they can't love properly. So
Mm-hmm.
that can't allow them to love you properly.
Right, right.
Somebody that can't love themselves, there's no way that they can love you. And
Nope.
No
that
matter
goes
how
back
much
like
they try, no
'Cause they
matter
don't know
how
what
much
love
they want
is.
to.
I mean, I remember when I was the toxic person in a relationship, and that that is in and of itself what it was. I could not love myself. I got this disease. Woe is me. This disease is gonna
Right.
be with me for the rest of my life. You know, how am I gonna deal with that? How's anybody else gonna love me? You know, so I couldn't believe that anybody else truly loved me because I couldn't see how I could really love myself with all of
Mm,
with this disease, this illness that I was gonna have to carry and burden and shoulder for the rest of my life. So, you know, how could anybody else love me? And if they are saying they love me, it's a lie. It can't be true.
All right.
So then that is impacting how I'm lashing out at anything and everything and being the toxicity in the relationship, because I couldn't love myself. And that in a nutshell, it boils down to why. Now it never got. I ain't never put. I ain't running around here. Swinging on nobody and putting hands on people. No, I'm even in my worst. I'm still that nonchalant. Kind of like fuck you person. Shit. Damn. Ah!
Listen, sir,
It was-
you can be yellow marked if you want to on YouTube.
Mhm.
Damn. Oh.
I'm gonna throw this at you. Where's the camera? I'm gonna throw this at
Right.
you.
I'm about to say, I thought they kicked them off.
Me too. I thought for a minute.
Instant.
Look like delete, blue.
Yeah.
I did.
So
A good
y'all
question
have
for y'all.
anything y'all want to talk about before we
Yeah, this question.
Okay.
Why do y'all think that counseling is like kryptonite in the Black community, and especially in some of the like relationships? You know what I mean? Like I can tell you, for me, right? Like telling a woman like about counseling, like I've been to counseling. You know what I'm saying? And to me, it was the best thing, one of the best things I ever did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like to try to recommend, somebody else, like, oh, you should try it, and it just seemed like it's just like, no, 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 no,
The hesitation, yeah.
And it's
I
why.
don't need that. Good for you that it did that for you. Or even a lot of times, shoot, depending on which pocket of the community you're in, you can take that to mean however you want to take that to mean. But depending on what pocket of the community you're in, shoot, therapy can, is still very much so, viewed as, that's a white people thing. That's,
Right.
we don't do that. That's for white folk. Don't go telling family business to some stranger. What you
That's
doing?
exactly what I was gonna say, Dorian. You took that out of my mouth. And the
And you got
church
people
play
that
a part in it too.
but
Oh,
don't.
100%.
The church definitely play a
100%.
part in it.
I remember, and especially being a pastor's child, I remember being in this, man, God Almighty, this probably would have helped me so much as a young adult. It had I been afforded this when I asked for it at 14, 15, 16, 17, and I'm telling my parents, hey, I got this disease, this illness, whatever, really more so probably around like 16, 17, you know, is when I was really like, hey, you know, it might be a good idea to get me a therapist. And you know what they
Right.
did? They sent me to church. They sent me to go talk to the other surrogate pastor at the church.
So you
Like,
supposed to pray everything away.
yeah,
Man,
pray it
please.
all away.
Yeah.
Pray it all
No,
away.
prayer
And
don't
then
work in this
don't even get me
iniquity.
started on the whole, God wants to do a miracle. He wants to heal you. And if you just believe hard enough, then you'll be healed. And if you're not healed, then it's because of something you're doing. It's because of something
Right.
you're not praying hard enough. You're not believing hard enough. You're not surrendering, whatever it may be. So then you end up with a whole complex about God as well. And well,
Come
shoot,
on, say
is
that.
God punishing me? Why I still got this disease? I'm believing as hard as I know how to believe.
Come
I'm
on, come
surrendering as
on.
much as I know how to surrender. But I still got this disease. It's still kicking my butt. It's still, leaving me in anguish and depressed and all of this other stuff. And instead of counseling and therapy and some real help that would have maybe helped me navigate that, I got more of, well, go read Psalms 322.
Right.
Go read the
There
story
you
of
go.
Job.
But this is the thing that I rebuttal to those things. So faith without works is dead.
That's it.
You said
So
what? Say it again.
faith
Faith without works is
without
dead.
works
Oh,
is dead. So I
that's
can
why I
do
don't believe in it.
all the praying, reading, meditating, and keep your mind set on Jesus all you want to. But at the end of the day, he can only work with what you give him. The
And
tools
Mm, that's
are up
good.
to you
That's
to
good.
make it.
when for me, when I stopped waiting for God to part the clouds and give me a miracle, because again, here I am praying as hard as I can pray,
Come
doing
Yep.
on,
everything I
Dorian.
know how to do, but also, thinking I'm trying to do the work as best as I can on the back end too, and still to no avail. Here I am. But when I stopped waiting for God to part the clouds and be like, "Oh, Dorian, this is what you need to do," blah, 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 blah. When I stopped waiting for God to part the clouds and do that, and I took control of my own life and
Y'all
said,
on with
Dorian,
this
this is
one.
what
That's it.
Dorian needs to do, then that's when the change and happened. And that can be a double-edged sword. Some people end up losing their faith entirely,
Yeah.
Right,
coming out of that, because it's like, I did this myself. I worked
right,
myself out of
right.
this. I did all of this myself. And when I was praying all up and down the street and all of the pastors and everybody is laying their hands on me and doing all of that stuff, and it did nothing but make me resent God for still being born with something I didn't ask for, didn't ask to be in this world, didn't ask to be in this world with sickle cell.
Come on.
But here I am living with this. So somehow God must have intended it. I didn't this is of no wrongdoing of my own.
Hmm.
This is of no consequence of anything I could have done.
Hmm.
But yet here I am living with it.
Suffering.
So I had to rework my entire relationship with faith and
Basically, you had to cut
God.
the umbilical cord and reattach it another way because that way it wasn't working.
Yeah, exactly. I had to. It was either that or I was going to be an angry, resentful,
Right.
ex Christian kind of person,
Come
out
on.
here probably cursing God, you know, jaded and angry. If I didn't, and I had to learn to see my illness as my furnace, as the thing that was tempering me. Like
Mm,
like
I like
steel,
that.
steel got to be beat on, pounded on, melted down to its base minerals, purified so that it can be strong. And
That's
I had to look at sickle cell like it was the furnace that God gave me, just like that furnace in the Bible that Shadrach, Meshach, and the bad Negro got thrown into.
right.
Well,
Bad Negro.
Baby, you said them names correct too.
I didn't know if anybody's gonna catch that. A Bandigo. But yeah, I mean, just like that furnace that they had to go through in order to prove the what's his name that God was real. I had to look at that sickle cell as if it was my furnace, and that is what allowed me to maintain a level of faith. Now, recognizing that, like you said, Shay, without the works is dead. But again, so that those works fall to me. I am responsible for building and doing and creating, and it's where I place the faith. I can, the God within, which the Bible says that's the only place you're gonna find God. You're not
Yeah.
gonna find God in outer space, in the clouds, up in anywhere,
Come
whatever. The
on.
only place you're gonna find God is inside of yourself.
That's
Yeah.
it.
The God in you, the God that you see in the mirror every single day. That's the only God you will ever see. And when you can actualize your own potential and place faith in in that God, again, not saying that, and I'm still talking about the biblical God, if you want to if that's what you where you place your faith.
Right.
But that faith is something that can absolutely 100% strengthen you and help you in those works, because you got to place your faith somewhere.
That's it.
I feel like it say faith without work is dead. It don't say work without faith ain't.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel
Work
like
without faith is that what you're saying? Work without faith is dead. Is that what?
it says faith without work is dead.
Mm-hmm.
It don't say that work without faith is nothing.
Oh
Work
yeah,
without
no,
faith,
Mm,
you're
they're
gonna get
saying
the
you can
job
work.
done.
You can work without faith. I guess,
That's
but
what I'm saying.
at the
Like,
end of the day, But I still think whether you think you are or not, you're placing your faith in yourself. You're placing
That's it.
your faith
That's
in
it.
your own strength to accomplish whatever you're setting out to do,
Right.
whether you want to call it that or not.
I tell you, like, if you got a loaf of bread or something like that, and if you just sit there and hope that you get full, you're gonna be one dead. Uh,
Be
however,
starving.
on the flip side, if you say I don't believe in nothing, but then you take the bread, you still gonna be full. So it's like sometimes I just don't feel like gotta really be into any of that, man. I just think that when they say God is love, I just think that that's the job. The job is to be humane and love people correctly.
But where is that coming from, though, Master?
This is how I feel.
Exactly. That's how you.
Yeah.
So where is it coming from? It's coming from within you.
Yeah,
Your convictions. Yeah.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we're still saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and when you look at it like this, right? Like sometimes,
Not to digress into now that we have digressed into a theological discussion.
I know, but I just feel I'm gonna say this and I'm done. Listen, I ain't gonna hold you too long. No, let me stop.
Come on, preach. Come on, preach.
Never gonna hold you too long.
No, so I just feel like this, like, and I've told Nyla this, and I really am a firm believer in this. God grants you the opportunity to do right by people or not. God gives you the opportunity to allow yourself to be a vessel or not. And sometimes it doesn't look like God handing you a blessing out of the sky. It rarely will ever look like that. Sometimes, a lot of the times, it'll look like a person. It's just like, hey, I just got this on my heart. You know how many people done said that to me? I ain't told them nothing going on in my life. They come up to me, hey, it's just on my heart to do this or to do that. I just God placed this on my heart to help you.
My dad has always said it's gonna be a person with a key to a door that you want to go through.
Right.
Yes, exactly. So it's being a vessel and granting God the opportunity to bless others through you, regardless of your belief or not. Because sometimes it's people that don't even believe in God and they don't even know why they're helping you, but they
Right.
and I've seen it.
And Master, you bless people with your heart every single day.
That's it.
That's the God. That's the God in you working through you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again,
Yep, Master.
it ain't. Religion is one thing.
Yeah, religion
is man-made.
Yeah,
ain't no argument about that.
That's it.
It's more times than not been used to do nefarious things, merely just to control people and get what people an institution wants out of them.
Yeah.
But
it's an
again,
agenda.
it's that like you said, Shay, being open to allowing yourself to be used to do good.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are open to allow yourself to do good, then as far as I'm concerned, that's the God in you working through you.
That's it.
To allow you to manifest those good works. Whether you
That's
want to
it.
call it by this name or that name or whatever. That's what I am choosing to call it.
Right.
Big old facts. Anything else? Are we good? Are we?
Y'all, this was God flipping good. Do you hear me?
I thoroughly enjoyed myself tonight, y'all.
Me too. This was dope.
I think this was a very great conversation. I
Me
want to shout
too.
out to the people watching because y'all hung up in there.
We
Almost.
appreciate you.
Okay, so y'all Y'all the real MVPs
Come on.
tonight.
Ain't it?
Y'all
No,
in
this
here,
was
you know.
This was everything. I love this.
quite engaging. It was cathartic for me in a lot of ways. It really was.
Right.
I'm working through my own stuff, talking to you guys.
Me
Like, hey,
too. Me too, bro.
I'm gonna have to go back and look and take my own advice in some places, probably along the way, as I
Come
go back and
on.
watch this. Like, hey, Dorian, take your own advice right here. Listen to you.
Right, right, right.
Heed
Absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah. Because we said a lot. We said a whole lot.
This was a dope informational live in every aspect of the word. Spiritual, mental, taking care of yourself, physical. Just it was dope. Really dope.
Yes, that's the way to end the sickle cell awareness month. Ah,
Mm.
we did that.
Going out with a bang.
Yes, indeedy.
And we went into the new day.
Yeah,
Right.
well, yeah. If you depending on what coast you on, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Literally, we
That's
me and
like you
Master
in
and a
Florida
whole
and
nother
now
day.
though.
It's Sunday.
Oh well,
Master. It's Sunday where we at,
Sunday
huh?
for me, man.
We got
it's
another
still
hour and
Watch
Saturday
it.
night
10.
over here.
Mine say October 1st.
Mine do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still September 30th over here.
Okay, cheers, Dorian. That Pacific time. Okay.
That Pacific time.
Yes.
Like
So
time travel is crazy.
I just want to thank y'all so much for coming through.
Thank you for
Thank y'all
asking.
for being
Appreciate it.
you. Yes, like first of all, give yourselves a pat on the back. Y'all did that. Okay? For real, for real. You too, Master. Go ahead.
Right.
Hit that pat. There you go. There you go. And the people watching, I want y'all to give yourself a pat on the back too.
For
And
hanging in.
shout out to Latifah if you still here. You was commenting. I appreciate you for putting your input. Sorry we didn't, focus a little bit more on comments, but we was
The information was
into
flowing.
it. Yes.
This was
So
a divine appointment. Do you hear me?
yes,
One
it
of these
was.
lives we gotta start letting people come in and say a piece. What you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
think that
dope.
yeah, I think that's doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set it
Yeah.
up like a podcast and then all right, you said enough. Boop. do like what's his name used to do, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin Samuels, yeah.
Yeah, just all right.
Like, all right, that's enough.
Look, Daniel
Yeah.
finish their sentence
This
and he
ain't your
click it.
show.
Right.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I could really do that too. Like, all right, I can see myself. Cause listen, as much as I love being here with y'all, having these conversations, I got like a full life, like not a piece of a life. Like I got a lot on my plate. Okay, a whole lot. So if I'm taking the time and I'm sitting here, odds are there's something else that need my attention that I'm not giving it to, whether it be my child, whether it be my household, whether it be whatever the case. So I take it very serious when I sit here and I
Me
and,
too.
and I
Me too.
engage. You
Me
know,
too. Because I know
I
we
don't.
all busy. We busy. We all juggle a lot. So I know
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all making the sacrifice.
That's why I'm so appreciative of y'all. Like when I call on y'all be like, oh, okay, as long as y'all got it, y'all like, listen, I'm there, and I appreciate that because I know there are people who value what you all have to say. We all have very insightful, we have our own perspectives, and we can have these conversations and feel completely opposite about it on one side of the spectrum or the other, but we're still here respecting each other's feelings, boundaries, perspectives,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it doesn't change how we interact with each other. And that's a beautiful thing because
That's
that can't
family.
always be done. Yeah.
That's
boys is
family.
family. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Is there anything y'all want to say before we head up out here?
Mm-mm. I think we said a good amount. I'm
So, all
good.
right. So, tomorrow I'm giving the kids a little open forum. Basically, I have not had a support group meeting for the kids in a very long time since I moved here. I've been dealing with being sick. I've been dealing with moving. I've been dealing with everything else. But my
It's
daughter is
okay.
tired of me. Okay, she's like, "You keep saying we can start it back." So even though usually the support group meeting for the kids dealing with sickle cell usually falls on Saturdays, I had dialysis today and then I had this live. So today didn't work. So tomorrow they will be having just a gathering, nothing too spectacular. Just being able to reconnect, being able to come on and talk to each other and just be that support and that love for each other as kids and have me there if they need to say or talk or ask or anything. I'm there as the facilitator. And when we do come back, hopefully next week, next Saturday or something, then there will be more of a themed, you know, like how it is usually.
Right.
Um, but until then, I'm just gonna let the kids enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
The kids who want to show, feel free to show. I would love to have you. Nyla would love to have you. She loves doing the support group meetings, and I don't want to deny her that any longer. Okay.
Right. What time is the meeting tomorrow?
uh, so let's say it's 2 p.m. my time, so that's like 4 your time, 4
Okay.
Central, 5 Pacific.
Okay.
Okay, so it's 2 p.m. I'm sorry, time out. 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
4 on Central Time. Gotcha. Gotcha.
I'm tired. Um, but other
Your dog
than
is
that,
too cute, Dorian. What's his name? Girl or boy?
Boy.
Oh.
it's a
Yeah,
I
boy.
would go in there and get my dog, but she too loud and it's too late. So
yeah.
I'll let y'all see her next time.
He was losing his mind down there. I was like, oh Lord,
No,
yes,
Oh,
girl.
doggy.
Yeah,
I
he
can't
just
wait till
too
turned
Nyla
one.
cute.
decides to get a dog.
I
She,
got a Yorkie and she's a puppy, and that's all I'm gonna say. Yorkie and puppy in the same sentence. You can only imagine what I'm going through right now.
Yeah,
I already know.
he's very much still a puppy too.
Oh,
All right, y'all. So we're gonna end this here. I'm gonna give
okay.
y'all give the world my positive words of wisdom before we go.
Okay.
And I'm gonna end it with start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Until next time, folks. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.